intern's name back there, Dr. Crane?
Grayson.
Tell you what, we have most handsome interns of any radio station in America, possibly the planet, possibly the universe. Welcome into the show today. Lots to talk about today. And the main topic, we all woke up today to something that Dan Patrick told us a month ago, and that is almost official that Nashville, Tennessee will be getting a Super Bowl in February of 2030. Now, this is the 29 season. I'm a season guy. I'm not the Super Bowl year guy. So Titans will be at Nissan Stadium the 27, 28, and 29, have 3 seasons in that Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl will be here in February. According to all the insiders, Ian Rappaport and all those guys and everybody, that the owners are going to vote on it this week, maybe tomorrow, bringing the Super Bowl to Nashville, Tennessee. And I got to tell you, growing up here, if you'd have told me 30 years ago that the Super Bowl was coming here, I would have called 862-8600 and had you committed. But now that the Titans have been here almost a generation and the Super Bowl is going to come here, I mean, it is an amazing thing. So that's our thing for today. We want to hear a reaction, 615-737-1025 to the Super Bowl coming here. Now, Dr. Crane, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions that go with the Super Bowl coming to Nashville. And some of these are like, what? And some is like, oh yeah, these are good. But here's the first question out there, folks, that I'm curious about. What's the most you will pay for a Super Bowl ticket? What's the most you will pay for a Super Bowl ticket in February of 2030? Now, you know this has become a gigantic corporate event, which is fine, but there's also branches during the week that go on with the parties and events and things, and the focus of the sports world for that week is on Nashville, Tennessee. It's massive. It's a big deal. It's massive for our city. It's huge. I mean, it is a huge deal. So for that week, the focus of the sports world will be on Nashville, all the parties, everything that went on. I mean, I know friends that went to the Super Bowl in Indianapolis, and that was in January of 2012, the 2011 season, and they said it was just, Indy was never the same in a positive way after that, because they showed that they could host a big event. They did a great job. The weather was fantastic for them, and they had a great time up there. So Nashville's going to be on the map. But I'm curious how much you will pay for a Super Bowl ticket. Now, Dr. Crane, we discussed this earlier, and you laughed at me when I said I'm not paying more than $250 for a ticket, and you said, well, you're not getting in, and you are so correct.
I mean, look, you're not going to get a Super Bowl ticket for $250. I'll tell you right now, if it's 1971, maybe. I know the first Super Bowl was, what, a $10 ticket for Super Bowl one?
Ticket, yep.
You're not getting a $250 ticket, Joe. I'm sorry. Maybe $250 for the after party or the tailgate before the game, but no, not into the facility itself.
That's a good question. Would I pay $250 for a big party to go to, like the night before or that Friday night?
Nah, you do it at my house.
I don't, but what if it's open bar, free food, and it's a big Super Bowl event?
Can you eat and drink food and stuff like that for $250 worth in the span of 2 hours?
What do you think?
That's a good question.
Honestly, what do you think? Hell, I will do that. You ever been to the sushi train in West Nashville?
No.
No, you've never been over there?
Never been to the sushi train.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Right. And I eat nonstop at that. It's a conveyor belt with sushi that goes around. And it's something else, man. It's next level. I think it's very good.
You got eel?
Got eel?
Do they have eel? Yeah.
No, I didn't get sick at all eating the sushi.
No, eel, the actual fish.
Oh, did you get oh no.
Eel.
I don't
Eel. Come on, Joseph.
I know. I don't know. I ate so much that I was losing my mind. But yeah, I would $250 to do that. Go to a party. Yeah, I would do that.
I mean, with the inflation right now, yeah, probably so. $250 for food. That's not a lot of food. So yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Like I'd love to take my son-in-law. I mean, he's a big football guy. I would take him to that, and we'd have a good time. But that's it. But what's the most you'll pay for a ticket?
Super Bowl ticket, I would say $1,500.
You'd pay that?
$1,500 for a Super Bowl ticket in Nashville. Yes, that is a bargain. I am pretty sure Super Bowl tickets right now go for like $3,500 minimum.
Good Lord, man.
I'll double check that number, but I remember last season looking at the Super Bowl, it was like $5,000.
What?
Yeah, these tickets don't go cheap, Joe. Remember, the NFL is a global company now. They're no longer just known for North America and the United States. They are known globally. That's why they're having games overseas this year, as always.
4312 says, I have better things in life to do than spend money on a sport. I get it. I get it. I mean, I'm with you. Mike in Lebanon says, I'll pay $0 because I'll avoid Nashville during the Super Bowl. Really? No, man. Come on now, Mike. I know you'll do that. So, yeah, let us know, 615-737-1025 of what you will do. So it says $250 might get you a parking spot in Nashville.
That sounds about right. That or a $250 parking ticket.
So I don't know. That's great for the city, and I will figure it out. I'll go down the line, but that's one of our questions today: how much you would pay for a Super Bowl ticket here in Nashville? And John McClain will come on at 2:00. We'll ask John about the Houston's hosted the Super Bowl in 2003 and then 2016, and both of those had iconic moments. If you remember what happened in the Super Bowl between the Panthers and the Patriots in the 2003 season?
Refresh my memory.
The wardrobe malfunction.
Tina Jackson, yeah.
Tina Jackson,
right?
Oh, Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson. My bad. What am I thinking for? My bad.
Tina works downstairs.
That's right. Different names come across.
Right. There was no wardrobe.
No, definitely not that. Sorry about that.
That's all right, buddy.
Seen a lot of Jacksons lately.
That's all right.
The new Michael Jackson movie came out, by the way.
Oh, have you seen that yet?
No, but I'm looking forward to it.
We need to go out to our friends at the Roxy Theater in Dixon and see that.
You think they'd let us do that?
Yeah, they have it out there. Yeah, Belinda's got it out there at the Roxy in Dixon. Bo, have you been to that theater out there?
No.
Oh, I mean, it's like
massive.
First class.
They serve dinner?
They might.
Dinner really meaning the popcorn? I'm cool with that.
Oh, I just said, just give me popcorn and unlimited Coke Zero. I'll not. And I'm like, I'll be a porch cat. She's like, what's that? I'm like, when you feed a cat and then it never leaves? She's like, yeah. I said, that's me. So if you give me unlimited popcorn and drink, I'll probably never leave for all that. Where was I going? I was on a tangent doing something here. Oh, so yeah, iconic moment. So the next one in Houston, you know what the next iconic moment was? The Houston with the hosted Super Bowl. I'll give you one word. Well, numbers 28-3. That makes sense?
Yes.
That's the Patriots comeback versus. So there's these iconic moments that happen that you hope happen at your Super Bowl that you could live on forever with that. So that's really cool. So again, 615-737-1025. Let us know how much you'd pay for a Super Bowl ticket. And we started talking about this with the Titans, and we'll get into this too. Does this now put more pressure on Robert Saleh and the Tennessee Titans? Does this now put more pressure on the Titans now that you got a Super Bowl coming here? Because everybody's going to be saying, hey, man, it's so cool if you can make the Super Bowl. Only 2 teams have ever played in their home field in the Super Bowl. That was the Bucs in 20 and the Rams in 21. So that's what's going to be said. Is there more pressure on the Titans now because of the Super Bowl? 615-737-1025. Let's bring in David on the phone. David, how much would you pay for a Super Bowl ticket?
Whatever I can rent my house for the week.
Well, where do you live?
In Jolton.
Man, I ain't going to Jolton and driving back down to Nashville.
Some people will.
You're right. What would you do? What would you get? What do you want for your house?
I don't even know. It's like 1,800 square feet, 4 acres. I don't know. 1,000, 2,000 a night, 1,000 maybe a night.
Good Lord. You real estate mogul,
I
David.
think I could get that Super Bowl week.
So you'd take it for 7 days. You'd want $7,000.
Yeah, maybe not that. Maybe I'd do 5. I'd have to have enough to eat at the homeless shelter because that's where I'd be staying for the week.
Why don't you just go get like a little B&B somewhere in the middle of nowhere for a week?
Well, I could do that. I got some tents I could sleep in too, I guess.
See, if I'm renting your house, I don't want you on the property. No offense. I'm sure you're a great guy. I don't need
I
you
can take a tent anywhere.
You can pitch a tent anywhere. That's good. But I'm telling you.
I could probably rent a tent. I could rent a tent for $100 a night, probably.
Are you going to do that in the middle of February, though, David?
Yeah, if somebody will take it, they will.
All right. I just look, I'm sure the place is great, but I don't want you having like a Jason Voorhees in the middle of the night and come into the house with an axe. So we'll do that. David, thanks for the call, Bubba.
All right.
Would you pay? I mean, that's a lot of money, right? $5,000?
Not paying that. I mean, look, he makes a decent point because, like I
Not
mentioned to
paying
you
that.
before the show, Joe,
Right.
the NFL, and I just mentioned in the first segment as well, they're no longer a United States of America league. This is a global league. This puts Nashville on the map, like not just here, elsewhere. Italy, Paris, Australia, everywhere.
Let me ask you this real quick, Dr. Crane. Chase McCabe's off today, by the way.
Yes.
Would it be a slap in the face to all of us when they hold the Super Bowl overseas?
Oh, 100%. It goes to show you that they would rather take the money than the actual fan.
Yeah, I mean, I know WrestleMania is getting a lot of grief because they're doing it in Saudi Arabia the next last year or this year, whatever. And people are like, that should be here in America. And they're like, no, we're going to go to Saudi Arabia. And they're like, why? He's like, oh, well, they love wrestling too. No, I mean, you're getting $1 billion. So we get, don't lie to us.
Well, supposedly it was Nashville that's supposed to get that WrestleMania.
That's correct.
And that's why people are in an uproar, especially here locally. But I mean, me being somewhat of a wrestling fan, you know, it being in my family, that is, for the lineage, I would have loved to have seen not Super Bowl, but WrestleMania here in Nashville because this is a hotbed for wrestling. So the fact that it's going overseas, look, if anything goes overseas, Joe, for me, it has to go to a military base. Like WWE used to do that a long time ago with John Cena and other wrestlers used to go over to military bases and wrestle basically a house show. Would love to see that. But if it's just going for the common consumer, then why are we doing that?
Is there an army base that holds 90,000 people?
I don't believe so.
No, there's not. But I think it'll be a slap. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it'll be a slap in the face to us that when it all does happen that way. All right, we're off and running today on the show. That's the question. We got a bunch of them. How much would you pay for a Super Bowl ticket? Is there more pressure on the Titans now because the Super Bowl's allegedly coming here? And this here too as well. Will Robert Saleh still be the head coach when the Super Bowl rolls around in 2029, that season? He's got 4 seasons. Will he be the head coach in 2029 when the Super Bowl rolls around in February of that year? That's our another question for 615-737-1025. This show only goes because you guys are active. Let us know what you think. We're off and running. This is the Chase and Big Joe show brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel right on 1025 The Game. All right, welcome back here to the Chase of Big Joe's show on this beautiful Monday in America's Music City. Chase McCabe off today. Dr. Crane here with us. Grayson, the intern back there. Where's Grayson go? Western Kentucky? Is that right? Western Kentucky?
That's correct.
Yeah, man. Good times here. A lot of things happening involved in the Super Bowl today because the announcement earlier from Ian Rappaport that the owners are expected to come together and vote Nashville the Super Bowl for the 2029 season. It'll happen in February of 2030. It's great for the city. It's wonderful. Most of us won't be able to go because we can't afford tickets, which is fine. We'll figure out something to do that week to get down there and have fun in the activities. But another question, because of this, is there more pressure on Robert Saleh? Because everybody's going to be saying, hey, get to the Super Bowl, get to the Super Bowl. Here's my counter to that. I think NFL coaches already have immense pressure on them. This is just a little bit more thrown into the suit because you got to get there and get it done. That's it. I think these guys all know that's the goal of getting to the Super Bowl. There's always pressure of doing that, but I think just a little bit more because the Super Bowl is coming to town, and they're always going to be saying, hey, get the Super Bowl, get the Super Bowl. Why do you get the Super Bowl? But do we know if Robert Saleh, will be here? What does it mean if Robert Saleh is here in 2029?
It shows that they have a lot of promise with Robert Saleh as the head coach. It probably shows you that they've had success with Robert Saleh those last 4 seasons. So if that is the case, that means they're drafting well. That means they're developing young talent on the defense, if that is the case for him.
Uh-huh.
And then let's see what happens if Brian Daboll's still the offensive coordinator. I think that's the bigger question, is if Robert Saleh is still here, does that mean Brian Daboll is still here? Because he's spoken a lot the last couple months.
Right.
He talks and carries himself like a true head coach.
I'm going to say this. I hope Brian Daboll is not here.
Why is that?
That means he's had success.
Right?
You could look like, well, maybe they fired him because he was terrible. He's a really good coach, offensive coach. I hope he's gone. That means they are progressing at a level that we haven't seen in a long time, that he's done so well, the team has done well, that somebody wants Brian Daboll to lead their team. Now, it'd be great if he's like, you know what? I'm good being a coordinator for the rest of my life. Hey, fine. That's fine. No problem with that. A lot of coaches like doing that. He's had his taste as a head coach and probably is like, I don't want to do that again. Who knows?
But what if he has a better opportunity to go to the Super Bowl with the Tennessee Titans in Nashville as an offensive coordinator than he is to be a head coach somewhere else?
I think he doesn't. He's already won Super Bowl rings with the Patriots. I don't think he cares. I think it's great. No, I think it's great. Yeah. But I think as a head coach, he's won rings was he a tight end coach or something with the Patriots, whatever. He's won a couple Super Bowls and a national championship ring. That's great. I don't know. You have to ask him, but I think a head coach would mean a lot more. He's already been there as assistant coach getting those rings.
I think a Super Bowl is a Super Bowl regardless of however you win it.
Yeah.
And also, too, I think this is a little different with the structure of the front office, along with the structure of the coaching staff. This has a little bit of a different vibe when it comes to talking about Robert Saleh and Brian Daboll. These are two guys that are very direct with how they show things and present things to the players when it comes to stuff on the field. I just think it's a little bit different. I would definitely see him here in 4 years if that is the case.
Well, if it is, and they're doing something really well, things are going good. So that should be the announcement tomorrow about getting the Super Bowl here. Also, there's so many questions about this. Here's another question. All right, so will Saleh still be here in 2030? Is there pressure on him to do this? What do you pay for Super Bowl tickets? The whole thing is about the Super Bowl. But here, I'm curious about this, though. What's one thing that Nashville needs to get done before the Super Bowl in February of 2030? What's one thing Nashville needs to get done? And I laugh about this. In 2019, they paved the interstate from the airport on 40 to downtown Nashville. They repaved it. Why?
Needed it.
It was before the draft.
Well, yeah, 2019. You want people walking on that street thinking, oh, my God, Nashville's
No.
fantastic.
This is the interstate.
Oh, I thought you said Broadway. Excuse me.
No. They paved the interstate from the airport to downtown.
That's easier for all those taxi drivers and the Ubers and whatever.
It's so when you get the ride to downtown, it's like, oh, it's a smooth ride.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
It's easier for the taxi drivers, for the people that are driving. This is bliss. You want to be here in Nashville.
Yeah. And there's like, oh, they got their things together here. They're good. Go to the right of the city where the city's being built, and there's a pothole that will swallow you and your family. and you need NASA to send a crew down there to get you out of the pothole. Those things are massive. So I think they've got. So what's the one thing Nashville's got to get under control? But here's the deal: if you're coming to the Super Bowl, you're going to stay downtown, so traffic doesn't affect you if you're coming into Nashville.
It can.
But how?
Get rid of the Waymos. Get rid of them right now before the Super Bowl gets here. Because if you have more of those here in Nashville, it's only going to cause more of a traffic jam. I promise you. I promise you.
Hey, to all the Waymos that are riding around town listening, that is Nick Frazier. Frazier. Is that right?
That's pretty close. Yep.
Big Joe did not say that. Although he secretly hates you, he will never say that on the radio because I don't want you guys showing up in my house in mass to take me down.
Well,
so
just saying, I'm just putting this out there. They have caused a lot of chaos and a lot of wrongdoing on the street
in a short time.
In a short time. I mean, when you go down to not only just downtown Broadway, but over to Howard School Building, whatever it may be, they're stopping in the middle of traffic because they hear a bunch of sirens. They don't know what they're doing. And I don't know if that's the people back in control rooms,
right?
Whatever it is, this has to stop.
Do you know the little turtle they put out in the neighborhood to show that people? Did you see that video in Atlanta?
In Atlanta, yes.
Like 40 Waymos showed up in a cul-de-sac and couldn't in that. So somebody put the turtle out there, and the Waymos freaked, man. They didn't know what to do, where to go, couldn't turn around. I mean, it creepy. It's absolutely creepy.
It was like 40 cars an hour is what it was saying, right?
Yeah. And they would go in the cul-de-sac and couldn't turn around, and the turtle was there. They didn't want to run over the turtle, thank God. And then looping back around, I was like, this is not good, right? Again, this is Nick Frazier saying all this, not me.
Wow, that's bold of you. Just thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, I mean, I like living, right? I don't want the Waymos to come after me.
I'll be okay, Joe.
But when I see them around town, I stare. I'm like, what are they plotting? What are they up to?
Like the movie Transformers. All those cars turn into robots. I mean, this could be a possibility of something.
What are they doing though, man? I don't know, right? And nobody I've talked to has had a good experience. And then I see a Luke Bryan commercial praising Waymo. I'm like, how much did they pay you for this? I get it. Green is good. I get all that, but I'm not doing all that. But I don't know. But anyway, they paved the interstate coming to town. Yeah. But what's one thing they got to get? I mean, I do not know what they can and cannot do to get ready. I mean, we ban the pedal taverns, get those things out of here.
Yep. Can't do that. If you put pedal taverns throughout all of Broadway, it's just going to cause even more of a traffic jam. Because then my next question is, how many streets are you going to block off for Super Bowl week?
Ooh.
That's my biggest question. Because we already have a problem when there's concerts downtown,
right?
CMA Fest, any type of festival downtown. Every single street that leads to Broadway is all blocked off. And you just think, how much further are they going to go out?
Yeah, it's a great question. Finally.
I said that to you earlier, and you just kind of looked at me.
I know. I was in a daze. That's okay, though. That's a good question, though. I appreciate that one.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe the Waymos are here to take out pedal taverns. Maybe we're going to see an epic battle here. What's that little nerd movie, Lord of the Rings, that y'all watch all the time?
Lord of the Rings.
Isn't that y'all? Parker watches it too. What is it? Isn't there a Battle of Middle Earth or something?
Dude, I haven't. To be fair, Joe, Lord of the Rings, there's like 4 movies and they're all like 5 hours long. I just don't have the time for that.
I know. Parker knows. Who's fighting Middle Earth? Is it the goblets versus somebody? The hermits? Hermits versus goblets?
So it's the greatest movie trilogy of all time, and I have to disagree with that.
I totally disagree with that. Ernest Goes to Camp is the greatest movie trilogy of all time.
Godfather.
I think the public would say Ernest.
I don't know about that one, Joe.
Ernest Goes to Camp. Ernest Goes to Jail. Ernest Goes someplace else. I'm not. There's like 5 of those, but Ernest movies are the greatest movies of all time. To see that, so I don't know. There'll be a lot to talk about coming up the next, year or so. Try to get this done. First of all, get to the stadium. Make sure the stadium's good, running smooth, and then you'll have 3 seasons in that stadium to make sure everything's okay. Actually, you have 27 is important. Work all the kinks, and then 28 is like, all right, we're good to go. Hopefully 20. I don't think they'll have any problem with the stadium. Looks good. It's nice. It'll be good to go. They'll be fine.
So would it be better for the new Nissan Stadium to have a lot of events in like year 1 to work out like CMA Fest and whatever else is going to be like more concerts, just to see what congestion is like around the new facility?
I think so. Now there's the importance of knocking the old stadium down as quickly as possible and build stuff up around that the new Nissan Stadium. You're going to have to knock that down next summer, get out of a move, and then you'll have 2 years to put stuff in there before the Super Bowl shows up. 2.5 years.
When that current Nissan Stadium is taken down, Joe, are you taking some of that rubble?
I am not.
Why not?
Because I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I never bought a PSL. There'll be other people that's more important to them for that. Like my brother will probably take a chair. Some other friends will take stuff out of there, but no, I don't. I'm good. What about you?
Same here. I was never a PSL holder.
Yeah.
Never really went to majority of the games as a season ticket holder.
No, I think it's cool if you're PSL, they give you your seat.
Oh, yeah. They should. If they don't, then that's just malpractice.
Yeah, but I think you should go undo the seat.
Oh, take the whole screws with you and everything. Okay.
I'm not doing it for you. I got other things to do. I think you should be able to like, hey, Friday at 2:30, we're going to take our 2 seats out of the stadium, and like, here's your wrench and your hammer and whatever you need to get your seat out. But here you go.
Probably a drill bit.
Maybe. I don't know. But I would not. I think they should offer that to the people. I think what else you can do? They could throw the seats away. I mean, there's 69,000 seats there.
You know what I'd like for them to do is let them take the seat home, but make them a little plaque with their name on it. I think that'd be great.
You think Amy Adams is going to spend a dime on that?
She would win a lot of brownie points with the fan base. Really would.
It's a lot. If I'm a plaque building business, I am bidding on that today and saying, hey, I'll do it for this amount of money and let's get it done. And I think it'd be kind of cool to have the plaque on the backside of the chairs if you're doing that. But if you're a PSL holder, you should have that chair should be yours. You should go get that chair and have it, and then have it for perpetuity, man. Like, hey, here's all the money I spent not to see a championship. All right, we'll take another break, come back. All the questions on the board, 615-737-1025. Is there more pressure on the Titans now because the Super Bowl will be announced tomorrow? What's one thing Nashville needs to get done before the Super Bowl shows up? And how much would you pay for a Super Bowl ticket? Let us know, 615-737-1025. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show right here on 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe show. You know what's funny? And I tell people all the time how great our listening audience is. All day long, we have great listeners at 102.5 The Game. But some of you guys that listen 12 to 3 are just simply fantastic. And girls, and we love you guys so much. So Dr. Crane and I had a little thing last time about the Godfather trilogy. I said Ernest movies are better. Now we got all the text line. With all these great Super Bowl conversation topics out, we got a few responses. Now we're debating Godfather versus Ernest Goes to Camp, and our text line is just take it off at 615-737-1025. 0247 says there's actually 6 movies associated with Lord of the Rings. I didn't know that, right?
17 hours I'm not getting back.
I'm not watching that. Just give me the Cliff Notes version, right? Bunch of nerds go to Middle Earth. They get attacked by some dude that looks like E.T. He doesn't leave them alone.
Schmeagol, is that right?
Is it Schmeagol?
Schmeagol? I just know Schmeagol is like a weird animal.
Something Incorporated. We're going to do it. And so you have all that, and then they come back out and they've got a crystal, and then some, which, hell, we don't have a crystal in Donaldson anymore. So I doubly hate this stupid movie now.
Yeah, they're just basically hating on Donaldson in a roundabout way.
So they go get a crystal, rub it in my face that Donaldson doesn't have a crystal anymore, and then they go that way. So I'm not watching that, no matter what Parker tries to say to us. So anyway, I think Ernest has got like 4 films too as well. This is Ernest, not the singer, who's pretty badass. This is not Ernest the singer. This is Ernest the actor from Hayvern, all that goes on. 2076 says, I doubt the greedy Titans will let the fans have anything for free. I was in Oakland for the last A's game and saw a guy get busted for trying to take a cup holder with him.
Really?
They're stopping you for a cup holder? Okay.
First off, what are you doing with the cup holder? Like, obviously,
your last game at the Coliseum, man.
I get that, but where are you going to put it? Just up on the bookshelf?
Yeah, right. See, here's what I stole from the Coliseum. 8635. I'm a Jacksonville fan here. You guys were talking about the stadium seats when they were demoing our stadium, demolishing our stadium, whatever. They literally took all the seats out, dumped them in some field, and put an ad saying, if you want them, come get them.
Give me that. I'll do that any day of the week. That's free.
But you go to Amy, it's like, hey, Amy, it's going to cost $75,000 to do that. She's like, I ain't doing that.
Here's the issue. Are the Titans worried about not turning $1 with this new stadium? Because that's just false. I don't know why. What's the big to-do about just not giving away the seats?
I mean, here, Jacksonville put them in a big old field, said, come get them. If you want them, come get them. But I'd want my seat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Allow the people that paid their hard-earned dollar for that seat to go grab it, and then the rest of them that say, I don't want this anymore, toss it in the field just like what Jacksonville did. Because to me, you're going to make your money back and then some with the new stadium. So there's no need to penny pinch and grab more.
Let's see here. Oh, 2513, back to our Waymo discussion. The guy that developed and distributes those turtles lived and builds them in Clarksville. Now, come on now, 2513. Is that legit? The guy that had the neighborhood turtle to slow down, that's the one. He lives in Clarksville.
I don't have the resources to fact check that.
There's, Middle Tennessee, Nashville. There's always a Nashville/Middle Tennessee connection. So the guy that developed and distributed those turtles lived and builds them in Clarksville. 2513. I mean, why can't I come up with that idea? Right? You make a fortune. What do you do for a living? I design turtles to put on the street. Oh, you're the guy, right? I mean, that goes so far. I got to find this one. This one guy called or texted in. Don't want to use his name, but all right, Dr. Crane, I want your reaction on this.
All right.
Do not read my name on air for this text, but I have a buddy who 3D printed me a socket set so I can get it past the metal detectors and take my seats with me after our last game.
Huh. Never thought about 3D printing anything like that.
I don't know how that works. I'm not very smart, but are they going to stop? It's after the Steelers game. But what if the Titans are in contention to go to the playoffs? It's a big if, right? We all know it's a big if they're going to do that, but I don't think that'll be allowed, Mr. Texter.
Can't do that. But that's some sturdy.
Now, if you're 3-12, which they probably will be, I mean, then if you know it's done, Can you go in there and take are they going to stop you?
I'd say 6-10. Yeah, you could go and do whatever you want.
But they got a game after that. So they'll be like, entering that game on that Sunday, they'll be like 5-10.
Right.
So you'll know they're not going to the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. If the last game of the season is against the Pittsburgh Steelers and you know you're, 5-10 is what you're saying? Yeah, take it.
Yeah, because you probably lose that game, lose next week, and finish at 5-12. But are they going to stop? I don't know. Would they stop you? I don't know how they would. You've already unbuckled the seat.
You know this. I know this. When you leave after a Titans game, there is a big crowd. You're in a huddle, not a hurdle, but you're in a huddle of a crowd. There can be people around you. I mean, sure, you can have, surveillance camera 2 days after that recognize you. But again, you're not going back to that stadium. That stadium's gone. It's going to be gone in probably 2-3 months after that.
But if I see you walking out with a chair, but hey, what are you doing here? I mean, other people are going to see that and word's going to get out. Then you got to bypass security to get out of there as well.
But that's what I'm saying. You're going to be in a giant huddle around other people. If you just hold it tight to your chest, kind of like the whole catfish thing with the Nashville Predators.
Yeah.
I'm not saying saran wrap it. You can't really do that. But just kind of grip onto it like a teddy bear and just walk out like nothing ever happened. So if your seat is blue, wear a blue jacket. I'm not condoning this. I'm just saying that's.
So would you like halfway through the game start unscrewing things?
I would say third quarter, go and get me some probably chicken tenders with fries and maybe a Dr. Pepper or whatever. Come back to my seat, put it in the cup holder, put all the stuff on the ground, act like I'm tying my shoe, undo a couple bolts.
Well, this isn't the Shawshank Redemption.
Well, I'm just saying that's
dropping rocks in the prison yard.
This is the method I would go. And then the fourth quarter, when the game's out of reach, you got to wait till the end of the game. The last two bolts get undone. You're done eating your food. You're done drinking your drink. Then you just walk out with everybody else.
That's a lot of work, man. 2104 says, I've got a seat from Philadelphia that my buddy ripped out and gave to me. Just a seat, no back, walked it out under his jersey. It's 2104. Read it again. I've got a seat from Philadelphia that my buddy ripped out and gave to me. Just the seat, no back, walked it out under his jersey. I want the whole seat, though. I don't want just the whatever that was he got you. 615-737-1025. John, it's a good point. They may have other events after the last game and before demolition. That seat ain't going to be there, though.
Let's be honest. If you're doing anything after that and it's a concert, nobody's sitting down at that concert. Come on.
I mean, you want to go next door. I mean, you're there next door.
And if you're going to a concert at Nissan Stadium, an outdoor concert, that seat is there just because your legs get tired. You're going to be standing the majority of the time.
All right, let's see more. You guys are great with this. 615-737-1025. 9912. Regarding stadium seats, allow the current PSL holder to come get for free, especially since last year our Christmas gift included a bobblehead of a punter who was last on the team in 2022. Is this accurate? How did I miss this? Allow the current PSL holder to come get for free, especially since last year, our Christmas gift included a bobblehead of a punter who was last on the team in 2022. Is there anything worse than getting anything from a punter? I'd have thrown that thing a mile away.
Correct me if I'm wrong. 2022, was that Ryan Succop's last year?
It's about Brett Kern.
Oh, really? Was that Brett Kern?
Yeah.
That far removed?
That is... Did we talk about this and I was out that day or something?
Or Stonehouse is something, not Succop. Stonehouse.
Yeah. Both first names. You're close.
Ryan, yeah.
I know what you meant.
Wow.
Does that please let me know that's accurate because that's awful. That was your bobblehead. Oh my gosh. Byron says, got to be careful trying to stick things by detectors. AI powered ones nowadays detect dense material, not just metal. Not that I have a plastic knife that's now worth or anything. So Byron says on that. Matt also comes back and says, let's see, I don't know that. It's this one. Let's go to Fat Hog says, the Titans will probably tear the stadium down and bring all the scraps down here to Mount Trashmore, the landfill in Murfreesboro. No, that requires effort there. Fat Hog, they're not going down there. 9912 says, yeah, it was Brett Kern. That was the bobblehead the team gave us in 2022. Thank you, 9912. That's awful. That is, I'm not a PSL holder or season ticket holder, but that's still terrible to do that, to have that given out as a bobblehead. God, this team is really cheap, aren't they? This is crazy.
Well, I mean, what can you say? You go and buy a T-shirt that's $50 that could probably get at your local Goodwill for $2.
Was that where Vrabel dropped all this stuff off?
But yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm not trying to reference that, but just in general. I mean, everybody loves that nostalgia. Look, the old Titans flaming thumbtack, I'd rather buy that than what we got right now. Like, not we, but just fans in general.
Right. I don't know. I'm mesmerized. Look, the show is so great because we've evolved from talking about Ernest and Godfather movies and Lord of the Rings, all 15 of those, to is there pressure on the Titans to get to the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl is coming here? And what's one thing Nashville's got to change before the Super Bowl gets here? And how much would you pay for a Super Bowl ticket? It's crazy, all the things that go on. And all people want to talk about is Ernest better than Godfather?
It's true. And to confirm the bobblehead thing, like our text line on my personal text line, Brian has said it was a Kern bobblehead. Laughed so hard that day when I received it.
How did we miss this? We are the people show, and I would have gone scorched earth on all of them had I known this.
I mean, no discredit to Brett Kern at all, but just like,
is there a Brett Kern bobblehead in the studio? There's Bullock, Dyson, Curse, Eddie George, Derek Mason, which doesn't look like him at all. No, there's not one.
Sonny Gray, Scott Hartnell, Thomas Vokoun, you know.
Is that red Sonny Gray?
Yeah, that is Cincinnati Red Sonny Gray.
I'll be dadgum. All right. We're off and running again. 615-737-1025. Weigh in on what you think about the Super Bowl and our topics of the day. We'll continue this because tomorrow will be if it's announced tomorrow, which allegedly it's supposed to be one of the biggest days in Nashville, Tennessee history. Will it be the biggest day? What's a bigger day than having your Super Bowl come to town? What's a bigger day? I don't know.
You're gonna hate me for this, but I'd say the League's Cup in 23.
I will hate you for that.
Yeah.
All right, 615-737-1025. Weigh in with us. We want to hear from you today. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel right here on 1025 The Game. All right, welcome back here to the Chase and Big Joe Show on 102.5 The Game. Dr. Crane, how old is Mick Jagger? His birthday's not till July, so I don't have to worry about it. How old is Mick Jagger?
This is an early look at celebrity birthdays. I'm going to go 78.
82.
I was pretty close.
Be 83 in July.
Looks good for his age.
Is it the biggest rock and roll name on the planet? He's been that way. I mean, it's the Rolling Stones, right? They sell out.
I would say that and then Gene Simmons.
Okay.
Generational thing. I don't know.
That's fine. I'd probably say Paul McCartney.
Well, yeah, that's true. Beatles.
But Jagger, yeah, a long way. We'll continue to take your responses. We got a lot of great responses. 615-737-1025. But you were there last night. Nashville SC won a game. Who'd they beat last night?
LAFC. Nashville is now literally the best team in MLS on both divisions, East and West.
Is that Beckham's team?
No, Beckham's team. He played for LA Galaxy for a little bit.
Okay.
And he is, I think, part owner of
Miami.
Inter Miami. Yeah.
So who owns? So LA is pretty good.
LAFC. Yeah, they're one of those expansion teams from a handful of years ago. But yeah, they have a really good rapport, really good roster for the most part. Hugo Lloris, who was their starting goalkeeper before the game, was a late scratch. So they started their backup, and Hani Mukhtar in Hani Mukhtar fashion gets his 99th, 100th, and 101st goal for Nashville SC in gold in his MLS career. So you guys clicking on all cylinders, and that's something BJ Callahan mentioned after the game is that we need DPs, designated players, to step up in times like this. They were without 4 starters last night. Andy Nahari got hurt in the midweek game at New England. It was I think lower body leg injury. Then you're still without Eddie Tagseth, Patrick Yazbek, and Sam Surge. So something that I recognized in the game was that Nashville is obviously 2 of those goals last night were from Hani Mukhtar from a free kick perspective, which were beautiful goals, by the way. First player to do that since 2024. But when you look at that other goal that Hani scored, it was played on the ground. Nashville, to me personally, when Sam Surge has been in playing and starting, they've relied on him in the air a lot for those aerial duels to put a header in the back of the net. And it's just something that you just have to adjust to. And I think the last couple of games, they've adjusted to that well.
So, all right, and then there's one more game, then a break?
Yes, one more game, then they have the World Cup break.
How long is the World Cup break?
I think it's like
6 weeks?
55 days total.
Was that me or you?
I think that was Parker,
Was he sawing back there?
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know.
Saw 9 or 8?
Something, I don't know. But no, yeah, I think it's like 55 days total, something like that.
So how many goals is Mukhtar up in the goal, goal leaders in the league?
I think he's getting up there, but right now he's just at 101. I think total for, just his MLS career with Nashville. So that puts him at top 20 right now, all time in MLS. So which is nice. All
right, the goal scored in MLS right now is Hugo Kuipers. Who does he play for?
Capers. That's a good question, Joseph.
Leave Chicago.
Chicago.
What is their name?
Chicago Fire.
All right. Messi is 2.
Oh.
And with 12. And Peter Musa.
Yeah, I think that's Western Conference. FC Dallas. Yeah, FC Dallas. That's
FC
right.
Dallas.
He's right.
Yeah. Is Peter Musa a good player?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I'd try to keep up with every other MLS team, but it's just too difficult. You keep up with a lot of stuff.
Why can't you?
It's not that much of an interesting league per se.
I'm sure MLS teams love to hear that.
Well, they're not as good as Nashville right now, to be fair. I mean, everybody keeps surrounding that. You okay there, Joe?
Yeah, you just cracked me up, man.
Look, to be fair, growing up as a kid, didn't really idolize MLS talent. It's always looked at as a Legends League. That narrative's kind of changing right now, but we'll get there.
Next game is when?
Saturday, 7:30 at Geodis Park, taking on New York City FC.
You going to that game?
Yes, I will be in attendance for that.
I'm trying to look something up here regarding soccer.
That's okay, Joe. Yeah, I can help you out with that one.
So they got 30 points. So they
31.
Oh, it says 30 here.
They had 28 last night. What's 8 plus 3, Joe?
7.
No, that is 11. So it'd be 31. So they have 31 points. They're at the top of the Community Shield, and they're top of the Eastern Conference, which is again a interesting look at the standings because a lot of people overlook that. I mean, overall, they think BJ Callahan's a great coach. They think what he's doing with this roster right now is, great. But they're taking a lot out of guys like Brian Acosta, who's a veteran that's played in the MLS for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
Goes back, played when he was in Texas, that is. This is a team that's starting to rally around winning, and that culture is starting to really just absorb into everybody and saying, yeah, we're going out there to just score a goal.
Right.
Not just one, not two, but 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And that's something that Nashville has adopted to where if you look at Gary Smith's teams in the last, I don't know.
Oh, I
years,
did. I checked them out.
Oh, I'm sure you did. I mean, those were like 1-0 victories, 2-1 wins, because when you score, you just kind of sit back and park the bus.
Yeah, they do. You know, if you listen to the Unathletic podcast with Rick Merritt about something,
I haven't.
That's pretty good because he says one way is to get addicted to winning, and how to get addicted to winning is winning and scoring. And scoring more goals.
That's great.
I mean, it's pretty cool when you think about it.
Yeah,
how it all breaks down that way. All right, that's done for the first hour. Thank God.
Yep.
We got 2 more hours of this to come. John McClain joins us at 2:00. Celebrity birthdays coming at 2:45, which will not waste your time. We will not waste your time when it comes to that. This is the Chase and Big Joe show right here on 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome back into hour number 2 of the Chase and Big Joe show right here on 102.5 The Game. Of course, the big news that's happening is that the allegedly, supposedly, NFL is going to announce tomorrow that the Super Bowl is coming to Nashville in February of 2030. That'd be the 29 season. And I think this year it's in Los Angeles. Is that correct? I think it's in Dr. Crane. You're the ombudsman. 28 is
Atlanta.
Maybe. And see, that's the thing, folks. If you say it very soft, that if you're wrong, you're like, I didn't know. I mean, and then 28 is
28's Atlanta. That's what you just said.
All right,
28 is Atlanta. Yeah.
27, 26 LA, 28 Atlanta, 27 would be
Inglewood, California, which is LA. I believe that's SoFi.
That's this year.
Yeah, 27.
No, I go seasons. The 26th season Super Bowl is in LA.
You asked me for 2027. I'm giving you 2027.
Give me 2026 season. I think 2026 season's LA. Right?
No, hang on. I hate the numbers game. 2026, so 2027. Yeah, we'll go with that. That is so far.
All right, where's the 27 season Super Bowl?
That would be 27, 28. That would be Atlanta.
Okay. 28 season. You got this, pal.
Look, I'm trying to do 3 things back here, Joe. You're asking a lot out of me. It says here
Just
28, 29, Allegiant. So that is Vegas?
Yeah.
Is Vegas again?
Yeah. Which is a good sign for Nashville. Let me tell you why here.
Please tell me why.
Hey, don't yell at me.
While you do that, I must apologize. So I'm sorry, Joe. You were right. 30. I was looking at the wrong number last
But
night.
it's okay, pal.
No, I just would like to sincerely apologize.
Sorry, this year the Super Bowl is in SoFi in California. Next year it's the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And in 28, it's Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. So here's what's good, right? So Nashville is going to probably put on the best Super Bowl ever. I mean, just the draft was fantastic. The Preds watch parties were next level. Everybody copied those. And don't say, well, we did them before, not to this level, because they were all done. So even the jersey reveal of Titans in 2018 was a catalyst for the draft to come here because it was packed. Florida Georgia Line played that day. I booed him. Morgan Wallen opened for Florida Georgia Line that day. I did not boo him, but I booed Florida Georgia Line. And I will forever boo that terrible band. And so we do it right here. So Vegas is getting it back. Vegas had it a couple years ago when Chiefs beat the Niners or the Eagles. Niners. I can't remember.
Super Bowl in Vegas. That was
Juwan Jennings was almost MVP.
Yeah.
It was the overtime game. So it was the Niners. Okay. Yeah. So Vegas did it well. They're back again. If Nashville does this so well, they'll get another one in 5 years.
5?
Yeah. Because LA is getting it again. It'll be 5 seasons for them, 21 to 26. For Vegas, it'll be 23 to 29 or 23 to 28. That's 5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Atlanta last hosted it when the Patriots beat the Rams 2018. So it'll be 9 years between those. But if Nashville does it correctly, which I know they will, I mean, the downtown, the people, the Convention Visitors Bureau do such an amazing job. I think it'll come back in 5 years.
I think we're looking at more like 9 years.
I bet they have it again in 2035. You know what? I'll bet you a Waffle House meal.
Ah, that sounds good. Steak and eggs for like $8. We're good.
You've been in a while. It's not $8.
Really?
Yeah. It's okay though.
Good to know. No, I do think it like 9 years because again, Nashville's a small market, town. I don't see a small market getting a Super Bowl within a 5-year span. I just don't. Now, you look at Atlanta, you look at LA, you look at Vegas. Vegas and LA are both big markets to me when it comes to sports, when it comes to just everything's going to Vegas. You got baseball coming to Vegas. You already have football. Yet I think AAA baseball out there now. So
hockey,
women's basketball.
Yeah, they've won like 4 in a row.
Yeah. So things are, and you also have the UFC headquarters out there. So there's stuff rolling in Vegas along with LA. I mean, SoFi is just a massive, stadium. And again, I don't think it'll take Nashville long to pay off that new stadium. Like, again, I don't see why people are worried about that. That's something that will be taken care of itself.
Worried about. I mean, they already blistered the city of Nashville for $1 billion when they said they weren't going to do it.
Right.
I think it's a disaster. I'm not on board for all this, and you could berate me all you want when schools are falling apart literally miles from that stadium. I think it's ridiculous. When the NFL, here's the deal. When the NFL could cut you a check and pay for a stadium, I got a problem with that. But nobody wants to hear me bitching, and I get all that. I understand that. Just celebrate what's coming to town. So it's this. What does this mean for Nashville globally?
Everything. Now, I would say at some point changes them from, it kind of goes against what I just said. It makes them from a small market to a big market. And I think it takes more than one Super Bowl to change that, if that makes sense.
Do you look at Indianapolis any different after they hosted it in 2011?
Yes. Because they had a bunch of Final Fours there, right?
But they already had those before.
Yeah, but Joe, when you have Final Fours and Super Bowls put together and under one roof, to me that changes the just trajectory of the city. So for Nashville's sake, if they were to host a Super Bowl, then it trickles down, or a domino effect of more of those Final Fours for college basketball. That's huge as well.
So what's next? The Final Four? Is that the next goal?
I would say the next goal would be Final Four. I mean, you could say WrestleMania because they got gypped out of that. But,
yeah.
I would probably say Final Four.
See, I'd go college football playoff, the championship game over Final Four.
See, it kind of goes to the major.
But there's no wrong answer.
Yeah, but it kind of goes to the Major League Baseball aspect of this. If Nashville were to get a baseball team, the Braves are too close.
There we go.
No, hang on. It's the same thing when it comes to football. Mercedes-Benz Stadium is in Atlanta. It's too close to Nashville to say, yeah, we can do that.
Do what?
Talk about having a Super Bowl or a March Madness or anything after that. That's what I'm saying. Like, if Nashville were to get a March Madness Final Four game, that's fine. If they go college football playoff, no. Mercedes-Benz is known for having this college football finals and playoffs and semifinals there. I don't think Nashville is there yet.
What would you rather have, the Final Four or college football playoff? The championship
don't get
game?
me wrong. Football is king. I would like to see a college football playoff game here. I just don't think it'll happen before you have March Madness.
I think if you get a Final Four here, financially for the city, it's bigger because you have all the teams arrive in town on like that Thursday. They play Saturday. They play Monday night, carries over to Tuesday. The final college football playoff people arrive in town usually the day before. There's one game and they're gone.
Yeah, but I think the buildup and the teardown process is a lot quicker if you were to have just a basketball game there. Like, you have 2 or 3 basketball games there if it's like the first round, or if it's even a final and or the semifinal or quarterfinal, whatever it is. I think that's just quicker for turnaround time. Whereas for college football playoff, it's different. There's a lot more buildup to that. We even know that from last season.
People agree with me that Super Bowl will be back. If Nashville does it well, Super Bowl is back in 5 years. Thank you, Buckethead. Appreciate your response on the text line. So that's what happens. And so, globally, Nashville, hope it's just another feather in their cap of hosting a big event, and who knows what happens after that. I mean, more entertainment people are moving here. We've seen that over the last 5, 7, 10 years that's going on. So, I mean, it just puts you on a different level, which is great. I mean, again, for those of us growing up here, the fact we're talking about a Super Bowl coming to Nashville is a little bit surreal in a lot of ways to do that. So who knows what happens. All right, 615-737-1025. Call in. I want to hear from you. Kenny the Mailman calling in. Kenny the Mailman, how many seats are you going to steal at Nissan Stadium?
Well, let me just first say, the stuff you get into, from sports stuff to seating stuff to any other stuff, is absolutely amazing. I sat there just dying laughing. Your analysis of how to steal a seat sort of reminds me of the apple dumpling game plotting a bank robbery. I was just sitting here dying laughing. I was sort of following until this plan of I'm going to go buy some chicken tenders, and then I'm going to eat them and bend over like I'm tying my shoe, and I'm going like, What in the world are you talking about?
Oh man.
You don't have enough hands to do that.
Dr. Craig can do
I
anything,
thought you-
Kenny.
I thought he was going to get like the chicken tenders and hand them to the attendant so he wouldn't watch you undoing the seat.
No, it's more of just the nonchalant approach there, Kenny. It's like just being relaxed. Like you got to have something to eat and drink before you can kind of map out your plan to get rid of the chair.
Let's be honest. Do you ever run these plans by somebody before you say them out loud?
No, sir.
I can tell.
That's the best part about it.
That's the beauty about just me. I just like to do things off the dome.
This is so much fun. And by the way, I've always contended that Mick Jagger is actually Don Knotts' cousin. Have you ever seen them side by side?
I have not.
A photo? Just think about it in your head. They look so much alike. It's unbelievable, especially now that they're older. Pull that up. And Joe,
yes, sir.
You're talking about the Lord of the Rings, the things you will do for people you love. I hated every minute of every one of those movies, but my sons were crazy about them. Even during a football game or something, Dad, you got to watch this with us. I still have no idea what the stomping around of the horses and the little deformed people and anything, but they'd just look at me and I'd just smile and say, "This is good. This is good." It was unbelievable. But you know, if you really, really love somebody, you find what they love and join in. So while I didn't quite enjoy it, I was there with them with it.
There you go.
Hey, y'all have a great day.
All right. See you, buddy. Thank you, Kenny, for the phone call. I did the same thing with the Twilight movies with my daughter. So many friends of my parents were like, "That's the stupidest movie ever." My daughter's like, "I loved it." So I watched every movie with her. We had a ball. I got all into all that because I had a purpose. I mean, if she wanted to watch Lord of the Rings, thank God she didn't. I would have watched those with her, but we enjoyed the Twilight movies. That's what it was. By the way, do you know how many Ernest movies there are?
I'm just going to guess 5.
There are 6.
One off.
There's Ernest Scared Stupid, Ernest Saves Christmas, Ernest Goes to Jail, Ernest Goes to Splash Mountain, Ernest Goes to School, and Ernest Rides Again.
So you're telling me 6 movies compared to a trilogy of The Godfather is better?
Have you not seen Ernest movies? I mean, he's up against it, buddy. I mean, he's up against it. He gets it. I mean, come on. Ernest Saves Christmas? Did Michael Corleone save Christmas?
Kind of. For his consigliere. He was abducted, sort of. And they
got released, though.
Yeah.
They're not going to kill Robert Duvall.
It's fair. Did save Christmas for his family, though.
Ernest Goes to School? But this was before Billy Madison. So maybe Adam Sandler stole this idea from Ernest.
Also, Michael Corleone saved his father in the hospital when he was by himself. That was kind of a setup there.
Okay,
that was during Christmas time.
I will give you that. And then they have something common. Ernest goes to jail. He got railroaded. Shouldn't have been in jail. And the Corleones got out of jail. So Ernest went to jail because what he believed in, while your Corleones got out of jail because they were afraid to go to jail. I'm seeing Ernest win every avenue possible in this. In fact, Ernest should have been a Corleone, or the Corleone should have come to Nashville and hang out with Ernest. We'll discuss this. Lots more to come your way. John McClain at 2:00 today. Celebrity birthdays at 2:45, and we won't waste your time with celebrity birthdays. We don't do that.
Zero waste.
615-737-1025. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show right here on 102.5 The Game. Welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe show right here, 102.5 The Game. I love it when people don't listen to our show and they listen for like the first time or second time. Because this guy on the text line says, what kind of hump says Ernest series is better than the Godfather series? Well, hey, pal, Reno, I do. I tell you that the Ernest is a superhero, right? Basically. If you don't get the joke, man, I'm sorry. 8386 says Ernest Goes to Camp was filmed in White Bluff, Dr. Crane.
Awesome.
Montgomery Bell Park.
Congratulations.
2664. Hey, Joe, don't forget Ernest Goes to Camp, counselor for the juvenile delinquents from AB in Clarksville. Right now, Ernest is like 9, Godfather 1 on the text line.
I'd say more 6-3 type thing, not 9-1. By the way, did you recognize that music coming back?
I did not.
That was from Ernest Goes to Camp. Shows how much you really love that movie.
Oh, I'm more about content and dialogue than some added soundtrack piece later on.
Okay, sorry. That's +1 for the Godfather trilogy. Probably the most iconic soundtracks of all time.
But Godfather 3 was terrible. Was absolutely terrible.
Okay, I'll agree to that, but you had to have the Godfather 3 to complete the storyline.
No, we didn't.
Yes.
We were good without it.
No.
Why can't we be left wondering with movies? Why can't I be left wondering?
Well, that's why you had The Sopranos, the movie. I mean, the TV show.
Yeah, done. Ending was great because you're like, what the hell happened? And you debate about Shawshank Redemption, great ending. Like, what happened to those guys after they reunited in Mexico?
But if you go and look at Don Corleone when he passed away in his garden, the typical way that kind of happens in that movie, then you go look at Michael Corleone in Sicily, where it all started from the very beginning. For his father came over to the States, he falls over and dies in a chair. And again, that kind of
thanks for the spoiler alert, pal.
It's the statute of limitations has definitely passed.
What is the stat? Evidently not.
7 years is what it is.
Oh, I thought it was 45.
That movie came out a long, long time ago.
1990 it came out. Now you just ruined the ending for me.
Too bad. You said it doesn't matter anyways, so I'm just stating the case.
I'm not going to watch because I see what happened. Diana Laverne says Nashville can do everything right when hosting a Super Bowl, but you can't control the weather. Good point, Diane. That February ice storm will have a day in how soon Nashville will have a say in how Nashville gets another Super Bowl. It took Atlanta 19 years to host another Super Bowl after their ice storm they had in January of 2000. That is a very good point, which brings me up to this. I just had a screenshot on this because our phones are always listening to us, Dr. Crane.
Yeah.
And if Nashville gets a Super Bowl tomorrow, it'll be 20 years since Dallas had a Super Bowl. The 2010 season they had it. So why is it Jerry Jones? What's going on there?
He's already making enough money. I think that's the thing is that you look at Jerry Jones and Jerry's World. I think they have a dealership inside of that giant stadium. You're doing
I've never been.
So this is what I've heard allegedly. You have Thanksgiving, Christmas. You're hosting the Cotton Bowl there. I mean, you have a lot more events than you really think are needed. Super Bowl, yes, they have a lot of seats, but I don't think they'll make their money.
Is this to be the lowest seat-wise in the Super Bowl? Somebody said so Hard Rock Stadium now is out of forever Super Bowls because they don't hit the minimum number of seats. So Nashville will be one of the lowest capacity-wise Super Bowls.
And that is another component as to why they could get phased out in the future.
Okay.
You talk about it being 5 years for the next time they get a Super Bowl, if they get it tomorrow, that is, on the vote. I think that's another reason why they could get phased out of a Super Bowl conversation in the future.
So after Dallas had it, Indy had it, New Orleans, New Jersey, Phoenix, San Francisco or Santa Clara, Houston, Minneapolis had it, Atlanta in 18, Miami in 19, Tampa in 20, SoFi 21, Arizona back in 22, Vegas in 23. Vegas gets it again in 28. So there's a little precedent there for these teams to come together and get that. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to see. Byron says, here's your question of the day for tomorrow. Most iconic soundtrack for a movie. That's a whole other can of worms.
It is.
Forrest Gump's pretty good. Yours is what, Dora?
No, Joe.
Boots.
Godfather.
2513 is with you. He says Godfather's the beats out Ernest.
Yeah. And also, too, HBO did this cool thing where you could watch in chronological order. Fantastic.
Reno wants you to know in all caps that all Ernest movies were terrible.
Thank you, Reno.
It's just, I mean, I don't know how you could say that when the impact of Ernest on a lot of people was amazing. Changed lives.
Look,
6 movies changed lives.
Just stating the case, the text line, it's not a 9-1 vote. It's kind of getting to the point of like 5-4. The more and more we discuss this, the more and more it gets almost to even 50-50.
Okay. I can't believe people don't think there's not going to be more pressure upon the Titans because of the Super Bowl coming here.
There should be.
I mean, I think so. I mean, look, there's always pressure on a head coach anyway, but I think in the franchise, there's a lot of pressure. Like Amy Adams would like nothing better than to host a Super Bowl here, right?
Your highest drafted wide receiver in franchise history gets a fully guaranteed rookie deal. That's something that lives up to a lot of hype, and you have to live up to that. You really do, because if you don't, then that guaranteed money, it goes down the tube.
Yeah, it does. I think the pressure on the franchise now, it's like get to the Super Bowl. And right now, this team doesn't need added pressure. This franchise doesn't need added pressure.
Maybe they see added pressure as a good thing. Maybe they've already kind of washed away the old and brought in the new, and they think putting pressure on the new is a good thing. Builds character.
I don't know. We said earlier, like, what would it mean if Robert Saleh is still the head coach in 2029? I think it's a pretty dadgum good sign that things are going well in Nashville.
Same thing for Brian Daboll in my case. I would like to see Brian Daboll here in 4 years as well.
I think if he's here in 4 years, he's still doing. You're right. He's still doing something well. I'd be shocked because you think he'd want another job as a head coach, but you know what? I see coaches all the time are like, you know what? I just want to coach.
The big question is, I would say more in the running back room. What does that look like in 4 years? Is Nick Singleton the bell cow? Is he the guy of the future for them?
You love this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really good running back.
Why did he drop to the 5th round?
Because of his injury.
What injury?
It's a lower body injury, and that's kind of what held him out for the Senior Bowl.
Another injured player coming to town.
Not what you think, though.
But Simmons had a bad knee injury, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he battled back and got it done. Knee injuries are something. Back injuries are not. What did Singleton have?
I think it was a knee, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, ACL.
All right, you can figure.
I'll double check for you real quick.
You can figure your way back from those to get here, but again, that's what's going to see what the team will look like in 2029. I mean, that's 4 seasons. You got 26.
Jones fracture. That would be the 5th metatarsal bone. I believe it's in the foot.
Jones, is that a Liz Frank or no?
No, I do not believe so.
Okay. I one time had a Liz Taylor injury. It hurt my back. I rebounded though. Pretty soon, pretty quick. Got it done. Here's another question on the break. 615-737-1025. Will Cam Ward be the starting quarterback in 2029? If he is, what does that mean? If he's not, what does that mean? Let us know. 615-737-1025. This is the Chase and Big Joe show right here. Brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel, 1025 The Game. All right, welcome back. That went stereo to mono, back to stereo. That's kind of cool. Welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe show here on 102.5 The Game. Chase McCabe off today, back tomorrow. But tomorrow, Vanderbilt baseball is playing at 1 o'clock. So we're still trying to figure out. So they're going the air about 12:45-ish or so. So we're trying to figure out tomorrow. We'll be here for a little bit. We, just to come on and say how much we love you and that we're here. We're thinking about you. And then Wednesday might be the same thing. They're also playing, if they win, they play at 1. So it's so Vanderbilt. I love our show. I love talking. But I'd like to see Vandy just kind of roll through the tournament. It'd be kind of cool. Everybody's counted them out.
Yeah, it might happen. I mean, look, Vandy's always been one of those teams that's just flipped the switch when it comes to SEC tournament time. Yeah, their RPI is not great. Their record's not great. But again, this is a Tim Corbin-driven baseball team that will probably find some fire in the SEC tournament.
Yep, you are correct. Every team goes through bad years and everything. It happens, but the tournament hopefully could shine some light on Vandy and they can make it to the NCAA tournament. All right, back to the phone, 615-737-1025. Dave wants to call in about injuries with players. What's happening, Diamond Dave?
Hey, guys. I have had a Jones fracture. And yes, it is the 5th metatarsal. It is right above the joint, usually in the where the bones come together there. And the problem with that particular fracture is that for a period of time after it heals, the surrounding bone mass is actually weak, because to heal that fracture, typically the body will suck nutrients from the surrounding bone mass. And I found this out the hard way because I got a second Jones fracture right above where the original fracture happened. And so these injuries have sneaky little danger points that are attached to them.
So are you okay now?
Yeah, I am. But I've been nervous forever since that injury about pivoting really hard on that foot, because it puts a lot of pressure. Any pivoting movement puts a lot of pressure on that area. And that's what broke it in the first place.
Man, oh, Dave. All right. Thank you, Dave. That gives a little perspective on that. Appreciate you listening, buddy. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. So, look, I mean, I think you could come back from a knee injury, and I think the foot, or, I remember, was it Heath Schuler hurt his foot when he played went from the Redskins to the Saints. He was never the same. Eddie George hurt his foot. Hell, Jack Lambert retired over turf toe. I think Terry Bradshaw had turf toe. I mean, it's no joke messing with the foot. But I think with a knee injury, we've seen that you could come back when you rehab. If you get really lucky, you could come back and play again at a high level. Remember, Adrian Peterson blew his knee out and then did this incredible rehab and came back and
that comeback was incredible.
And I remember the doctors. This is so where the doctors this is a bad sign for everybody else, because doesn't happen. I mean, this doesn't happen. It takes a while. So you might rush back and think, oh, I'm fine. But Adrian Peterson did it. It was just a monster, man, and got his knee back and did that. So I think knee's okay, but I don't know, man. It's
interesting, hearing Dave talk about that, because, as I mentioned to you in the break, Derrick Henry had the same type of injury, a Jones fracture, the 5th metatarsal. Again, Derrick Henry's a freak of nature.
That's the thing.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature. But Nick Singleton, again, you hope when you're at the highest level of football, which is the NFL, that you have the doctors and resources to make sure that's all situated. Because if not, then I'd be a little more concerned now.
Yeah, and I think there are some things, like I've told you, the worst injury. Yeah, the worst injury I've ever had, I got my sternum cracked in a game on a crackback, which is illegal now. This is college, and it hurt so bad. I laid there, and the ref was like, "Hey, you got hit so hard, I'm gonna give you last rites." And I'm like, "If I could get up, I'd hit you, but I'm about to die, so I can't." So I get the pain, but you could come back. But I just think a back injury, we've seen those are just so difficult to come back from.
I mean, prime example, Caleb Farley. I mean, it was at Virginia Tech, didn't really pan out in the NFL, obviously so, but back didn't really heal well.
What's worse, the Farley draft pick or the Isaiah Wilson?
I would say the Farley draft pick.
By far.
Because you already went down that road. Why continue to go down it? That's my biggest thing.
Well, his back was injured. You knew going to the draft.
Yeah.
Wilson was just a bonehead. Right? And then
100%.
I mean, Isaiah Wilson at Georgia played at a high level. He was a good left tackle.
On tape, it looked like, great player. But then
really good.
You look at Caleb Farley, you're thinking, there's an injury here. You go grab that in the 3rd or 4th round, not the first round.
Which just, I could not believe they got that. And, it's funny when we asked Robinson about Isaiah Wilson, he was like, it's like on the dating app when you get the picture, like, oh, this guy looks a handsome guy, right? And then he shows up, you're like, this is nothing like we thought it would be. And don't blame 2020 COVID on that. Like, you didn't get to know him. You didn't know. I mean, you had Zoom
limited
interviews.
Scouting resources.
Right.
Nah.
No, don't give me that. He just lost the love for football and in turn really lobbed a grenade at the Titans. I mean, because you have a left tackle who comes in and you had Lewan on the other side. You put Wilson at right tackle, wherever it was. I mean, it's really good. A nice little building block there. He'd be going into his 7th season this year.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he would have been halfway decent?
Could you still say he is the reason why the Titans are struggling at both tackle positions?
That's a large part. It's a large part.
Would you say that's the biggest domino that fell into
good question.
To all this?
It's a good question. Because if he's there and he plays decent, you got one part of that tackle, which is solid. He'd be in his 7th year. He'd already be on the 2nd contract. Lewan retired after 22, but Lewan was done after blew his knee out.
Lost all that weight.
Lost all the weight. And the Cardinals defensive end just put him on his ass, which I loved. Had that massive day.
Week 1, right?
Week 1.
Just Kyler Murray was throwing everything.
Who was the guy for the Cardinals that just destroyed Lewan, the defensive end?
Wasn't Chandler Jones, was it?
I think it might have been Chandler Jones.
Maybe.
Syracuse, former Houston Texan guy. I think it was. I mean, Lewan, you're like, all right, he's just doing it for the money now. That's it. I mean, he was terrible. Then he apologized on a half-ass apology on social media.
Yeah, it was Chandler Jones.
Yeah, embarrassing. So, I mean, Isaiah Wilson would have solidified one solid part of that line, and then he maybe grab a Skoronski. I mean, then you're good for that.
It makes you wonder, like the Andre Dillards of the world. Like, you probably don't go down that road. You don't go.
Great point.
You don't go down the road of let's patch this hole. Let's patch this hole, and then you really don't know what the future is of the whole Vrabel situation. Maybe that gives him a little bit more time. I don't know.
Who knows? And also, like Nicholas Petit-Frere was awful. I mean, he was one of the top recruited kids out of high school. Goes to Ohio State, plays decent at Ohio State, and then gets here, and it's. I mean, where's the disconnect? Right? Was he? I've said about Alabama offensive linemen. They're terrible in the league for the most part because they're surrounded by so many great players who kind of you overlook their faults. Like Chance Warmack at Alabama was good, but he also had great running backs, good quarterback. AJ McCarron had good receivers. I mean, there's a lot that went helping him out.
The game management was definitely on his side.
Yeah, and then he gets here, and it's like, yeah, you're a little slow. Alex Leatherwood, that got drafted by the Raiders, was it? Who got drafted by the Chargers? Fluker? DJ Fluke was terrible. I mean, and J.C. Latham still, the jury's out on him. This is year 3. He made a little progress towards the end.
Leatherwood was the Chargers.
Leatherwood. Okay, yeah. Who's DJ Fluker? Where'd he go? Who did the Raiders draft that Mike McCoy took in the first round that everybody was like, why are you drafting this guy in the first round? And then Gruden was like, yeah, man, this guy's pretty good, man.
Fluker was also the Chargers.
All right. Who did the Raiders draft? 18 or 19 through there that not Mike McCoy. What's his name? Oh my gosh. The guy from the NFL Network. Pretty good analyst. He took an Alabama guy.
The Raiders got Colton Miller, offensive tackle.
What year was that?
That was 2018 is what you were talking about. And that was out of UCLA.
Maybe it was 20. They took a guy from look this up on the
looking at 2019 round 1 pick 4 was Klein Farrell, defensive end out of Clemson.
No,
that's not what you're thinking either, huh?
What was he was terrible. 21 draft picks. Hold with us, folks. Here, I got a point I'm going to make here. Yeah, Alex Leatherwood was drafted by the
Right here it says the Chargers.
The Raiders, 2020. I thought I was right.
Are you sure? I guess I'm
2021 NFL Draft, round 1, pick 17, Alex Leatherwood, Alabama.
Ah, there it is. Yeah. Sorry about that. He's currently on the Chargers. Excuse me. My bad.
Is he still in the league?
Or I'm sorry. Last year was on the Chargers. 2024, It says practice squad. Oh, the asterisk next to it is practice squad.
Practice squad.
That's why. Okay. That's
I
what
know you're
popped
busy
up.
back there. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
You do a lot of stuff back there. But that's the thing is that these guys come in from Alabama, these offensive linemen, they're just not good. I mean, John Hanna might be John Hanna is the greatest offensive lineman of all time from Alabama. Played in the 70s and 80s. Bad dude. Awesome. Just incredible. Number 73. So but the Alabama guys I hear an Alabama offensive lineman, I'm like, oh, this is a bust. They're just a bust. It's going to be. It's the way it is. So with Isaiah Wilson, I mean, that really if he'd have been halfway decent, it helped so many things out. That's why I think Farley was a worse pick, but the upside that Wilson had was amazing, and he just didn't have it. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody did.
It was a blindside block.
Terrible. I don't know. If you could have that one back, I mean, that's revisionist history. You could go back and do all that stuff. But I think Farley's the one that, and not every draft choice is going to knock it out of the park, obviously. Burks in 22. I think Skoronski's a little bit better now. Latham, jury's still out. Hopefully Cam Ward is the answer. And that was the question.
Yeah, I about to say your question was, what does it mean if Cam Ward is the quarterback in the 29-30 season, and what if he isn't?
So if he is, then you're doing pretty good. Then you made two playoffs, I think. If Cam Ward's still your quarterback, because that'll be 25 because they'll pick up his 5th-year option,
right?
Which is crucial, right? So if he's still here in 29, leading into that Super Bowl year, I think it's a good thing. It's a really good thing. That means the team's winning, they're playing well, there's still promise, there's a lot of hope. You've proven on the field. But if Cam Ward's not the quarterback at 29, you're back into another rebuild because there's not a Tannehill out there to save your ass like he did in 19.
I'm trying to think. There's not really anybody out there per se. And again, I'd say currently hearing those words, or not hearing the words, but reading the quotes from Brian Dable saying it's a fresh start for Will Levis. Obviously, I don't see them, saying a 1-year deal for him, but it'd be interesting if he were to be around a little bit longer.
Who knows? I mean, I'm not going to. Rich Gannon's a perfect example who bounced around a little bit, then found a home with the Raiders and became an NFL MVP. I mean, it happens. These guys can get opportunities and make the most out of it. But if Ward's here in 20, if Ward's your starting quarterback going into the 29 season, Titans fans, you should feel really good about this.
Indeed.
Because you think about this, that'll be 25, 26, 27, 28. That'll be his 5th season. If you go back, Tannehill was only starting 20, 21, 22. Part of 23 got injured. It's only 3.5 seasons there. Mariota did 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There was, he was out of the 18
4-ish,
season.
5-ish,
yeah, right? Before that, it was Mettenberger and Charlie Whitehurst and Matt Hasselbeck and Jake Locker. I mean, it was a disaster of epic proportions at quarterback, I think.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It was a rotating cast of quarterbacks.
Yeah, and that's, you don't win games that way.
No.
And then you had Kerry Collins from 06 to 10, and Vince was here 06 to 10. And so if you can have Cam Ward can be the guy going into the 29 season, I'm telling you, you could look at the history, which is never wrong, going forward and say that there's something great here with Cam Ward.
And you know what? I'm still going to double down on what we talked about Friday. I would still take Cam Ward.
Not right now.
I know. I'm just saying, though.
It's okay.
I'm going to double down on it.
I like the fact you stood your ground.
They
came at you left and right. You stood your ground.
Rabbit shots. That's all it takes.
You know what sounds good right now?
What is that?
One of those pizzas from Pizza Hut. Does it not?
I'm
not as good as a Nico's pizza.
I'm a little pizzaed out right now. But yeah, it does sound pretty good.
Not as good as a Nico's pizza.
Too kind. See me Thursday.
But where are you going to be Thursday?
Creve Hall Farmers Market. Yeah.
What time?
451 Hogan Road, 4:30 to 7.
4:37. All right, you doing that again over there?
I am. Yeah.
Selling your
Selected
pizzas?
Selected days. So this is one of 3.
You do a lot of farmers markets?
Yeah, from time to time. Just rotated a bunch of different ones.
So this Thursday, what is it again?
It's a Creve Hall Farmers Market.
Creve Hall Farmers Market. Dr. Julius Crane.
Julius. I like that name.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, huh? If you could have another first name game, what would it be?
Another first name?
I like Gabriel.
Gennaro.
What's the American version of that? Jerry?
Probably.
There was a center for the Titans named Gennaro DiNapoli back in the early 2000s.
I do recall.
Yeah, he was it's not a bad little center there for the Titans in the early days. I think they made the AFC Championship game with Gennaro
DiNapoli.
That's your new. That should be your name going forward.
Or Alessandro, Francesco.
No, Gennaro. I like Gennaro. I need to change mine now. I'm not.
You know what the nickname is for Gennaro?
Gin?
Reno.
Is it really?
It is.
Reno was blasting us on the text line about the Ernest movies.
He's right.
He's absolutely wrong. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. John McClain at 2:00 today. Taking your questions today about the Super Bowl and all that goes on, and about the Cam Ward thing. If Cam Ward's here in 2029, what does that say for the state of your Tennessee Titans? 615-737-1025. It's the Chase and Big Joe show right here on 1025 The Game. Hey, all right, welcome back to the Chase and Big Joe show right here on 1025 The Game. By the way, you looked at prices, Dr. Crane, for the Alan Jackson show at Nissan Stadium next month?
I mean, that's a down payment on a car.
I mean, that's like a kidney, right? I mean, that is...
As much as I would love to go and see that live, I'm not going to spend that money.
Well, Mr. Jackson's a big fan of the show, so if, Mr. Jackson, you got 4 extra laying around... Right here, me, you, Chaser, and who else? Me, you, Chaser, and Lance from our sales department.
There you go.
Lance, a good guy.
Look, I know, Mr. Jackson, if you need some help promoting it, we're more than happy to help you out with that together at cromwellmedia.com. But to be fair, Joe, we can take him out to dinner too.
Why don't you just bring pizza to him?
Well, we could do that. After party. There you go.
Oh, yes. Sonny says the Raiders drafted Leatherwood, Giants drafted Evan Neal, Bengals drafted Jonah Williams, all bad. Are those all Alabama players? Let me look up Jonah Williams and see if that. I'm telling you, man, I should be a scout. And they'll say, Joe, go scout the Alabama offensive lineman. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm not going down there.
Yeah, Jonah Williams was a Crimson Tide.
He was. They're all bad.
Yikes.
Sonny, thank you for the best text of the year. Leatherwood, Evan Neal, and Jonah Williams are all bad. We've hit on something. Alabama offensive linemen are terrible. Outside of John Hanna, there might be a few more running around, but most of them are terrible. And we've dealt with two here, right? With JC. JC's not terrible. The jury's still out.
Yes, he's young. He's 23 years old. Give him a little bit of time. I'm not trying to be on his side here, but
I'll get you.
Just saying that's really young for a right tackle.
But if you're the number 7 pick, I got to see you dominate guys.
But again, they draft him as a left tackle at the time.
True. Thanks a lot, Rand. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So again, you got to treat it like the first year as a right tackle is a rookie year. I'm sorry. It's just like when you have a injury to the hip. I know that was something that was talked about with him.
Right.
It kind of hinders your lateral movement. And if you're playing that tackle position, I'm thinking after that injury when he came back, that hindered him a little bit in his development. And again, you have different offensive line coaches. You had Bill Callahan. Now you have, I think, what's his name from New York? It was with Brian Daboll.
DiNapoli.
No, not DiNapoli.
Gennaro DiNapoli.
I'll get to his name here in a minute. But the new offensive line coach.
Right.
You wanted to know what kind of development you see out of Latham. Again, at 23 years old, you should be able to, teach not even an old dog, new tricks.
Okay, so I need to see Latham this year dominate guys. I need to see him dominate. I mean, you're the number 7 pick. You've been in the 3rd year in the league. You're strong. You're mobile. You've lost all the weight and everything. I think he could be a really good player. I just haven't seen anything yet.
Well, I remember when you and Chase were out at practice one of those days, you guys had on J.C. Latham.
Yeah.
And the big emphasis in that conversation was his diet. I feel like his diet, if he can control that, like you said, just stay healthy, get lean to the point where you're not too lean, like a Taylor Lewan on the back end of his career, that he should be a serviceable right tackle for the future.
Well, I need to see you put guys on their ass. I need to see that as a right tackle, blocking guys, coming down on down blocks or whatever. I need to see you do that. And pass blocking, I need to see you do that, JC. This is a critical 3rd year, could prove to me. Well, and I'm sure it is for him and the Titans as well. Like, is this our guy going forward? I'd love to see him and Skoronski and maybe Coogan at center and be so successful that it's insane. I would love to see these guys come together, protect Cam, win games, and restore some franchise pride back. I don't want to see him bounce out here after 3 or 4 years. I'd love to see him just become solid at that position and go forward. That way it's not a concern for the next 7-8 years. Love it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And another thing.
I am right.
Sometimes.
Okay.
I do like Jackson Slater now. It's starting to grow on me. He's starting to grow on me when it comes to the development, and hearing Borgonzi a couple months ago saying he emphasized a lot at that right guard position. I think that's huge because then you're now competing for a job with, Fernando Carmona. I know that's another player that you just drafted out of Arkansas.
Yeah.
You wonder how that plays into effect of all this, because if you have 2 guys that are young and they're hungry and they want to go after a starting spot, that's healthy competition, something you have not had in this franchise for a while.
Problem with Slater, and I want him to be really good, is that you sold me on Dylan Raditz for a couple years. Strong, agile, mobile, forceful. I mean, out of South Dakota State, or not North Dakota State.
Yeah.
Only thing that got me about Raditz is he skipped the 20 season. Right, so he didn't play. Am I right? During COVID, I don't think he played in 20, and they drafted him in 21. I think I'm correct on this. I think so. Raditz is still in the league. He's with the Saints. It took him a while, and he just wasn't developing here like he was. Slater, for some reason, I like Slater. He was good in college. Didn't play any last year, but all accounts where he was learning and getting stronger and bigger. It is a whole different ball game from going from FCS to NFL. Ratings out.
I didn't see. It says here he did not skip any years.
I thought he did.
So
I think he did.
maybe. I do recall something about that though. I don't know what that is. Maybe it was the North Dakota State year because they played like a one-off for film because that was that the same year Trey Lance got drafted?
I think it was
2020.
Yes,
Because that was COVID year. Yeah,
no, he got drafted. Ravens got drafted in 21.
Yeah, he got drafted in 21, but I'm just saying that year before, because a lot of FCS football didn't really play, they had that one-off game. I remember it was on ESPN. They made sure that they had, scouts there or whatever to watch the game because of Trey Lance. Do you not recall that?
He started the only game of North Dakota's fall season against Central Arkansas as the league postponed its season to 2021. So, yes.
Okay, I was right.
Dude, he was out. So he didn't play hardly any of the 20 season. Because it's not his fault, but just because.
Yeah, they forfeited that season because of COVID.
Yeah, so he signed with the Saints on a 2-year contract. Look, that's fine. That's fine. If Slater can be that guy and move in there and maybe I wish Radens all the success in the world. Got no problem with that. But they overbuilt him. And he just didn't live up to what we saw, what we needed to see here. And that's fine. So Slater can look, I know offensive line talk is not sexy.
Right.
But when it's bad, you're like, what the hell is going on over there? You talk about it and try to build like, all right, I don't want to talk about these guys ever again. Because if we do, that means they're doing their job. And they're blocking people 20 yards down the field. They're protecting Cam. They know all this. So maybe they got some good stuff going. But Latham's got to be the guy. It's got to be your JC. I know you listen all the time, JC, and I appreciate you listening. But we're behind you, man. Some of those folks are behind you all the way, buddy. You got this. All right, we'll come back to your break. John McClain, the great John McClain, will join us next right here. This is 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome into the third hour of the Chase and Big Joe show right here on 102.5 The Game. Chase McCabe is off today. Of course, the big news of the day is that allegedly Nashville tomorrow will be formally announced as the Super Bowl host in February of 2030. So we'll talk more about that with our good friend John McClain into the show. John, good afternoon. John, pretty big news for the city of Nashville. It's been out there for a while, but what does this mean for the city of Nashville, John, in your opinion, when you look at the NFL overall? This is a big deal for Nashville.
It's absolutely a big deal for Nashville, for the Mid-South, for the state of Tennessee, and it shows other cities that if you build a new stadium, you're going to get a Super Bowl. That's how Jacksonville got one. They didn't build a new one, but they spent a lot of money renovating it. And because Nashville did as good or better of a job hosting the draft as any city has, and how great it looked on TV through the whole time, great party city. I don't know anybody, and I know a lot of people that come there and have been coming there for years. I've never heard anybody go, boy, that was boring, or I didn't have a good time. Usually it's, God, I'm hungover. I can't believe what a great time I had. I can't wait to go back. And so it'll be exposed to a lot of people from around the world, because you end up with I think it's still over 1,000 international media that comes, and the more the NFL plays games around the world, the more media you're going to get. And so that would be a great way to expose Nashville to not just the country that hadn't been there, but also people from around the world that haven't been there. And it's good that they got plenty of time to get ready to showcase the city. And the drawback was always they don't have enough hotel rooms. And I think anybody's been up there in the last 5 years and sees nothing but cranes building new hotels is not going to say that anymore. But I'm really happy for the city. It's a big deal for Amy Adams Strunk because she'll be the happiest person in the NFL tomorrow, and the city and the county and the business leaders, political leaders, everybody that had a hand in getting the new stadium built, and then lobbying the owners to get the Super Bowl in 30, which should be plenty of time for them to get all the kinks worked out. So it's going to be a great day when it becomes official, and we know it will be official.
John, why, you might have told this before, but why did the Astrodome never host a Super Bowl?
Because it was, besides being a dump, it was too small. When baseball season was going on, the capacity was 50. The most they could ever get in it was 55 after baseball. And in 87, when they added 7,500 new seats for after baseball, it was, by that point, the stadium was a dump. And there was no way they were going to come. And the first Super Bowl year was at Rice Stadium, which is a dump. And then, of course, when they did two at NRG Stadium. And I remember the last one that we had, I was at the league meeting in October in Boston. And when the owners came out after approving Houston for the last one, in which the Patriots had that great comeback over Kyle Shanahan's, my goodness,
Atlanta,
the Falcons. And I remember the owners, several of them told me, we voted this Super Bowl not because Houston's great. Yeah, it's great, but we did it for Bob McNair. And so you got to have an owner that the other owners respect. And so Amy Adams Strunk, I know she gets a lot of criticism, but she deserves a lot of credit for her role in this as well.
Oh, absolutely. So it was 30 years, I guess, between the Super Bowl at Rice and Super Bowl at NRG. So in this new era and the Super Bowl era in the last 25 years, what did they have in the Super Bowl? And you guys have hosted it twice. What did it do for the city of Houston, John, globally, now that you're a Super Bowl city host twice?
The second one, once you've done it a couple of times, and the problem is Houston's not going to get another one. Nashville's not going to get another one. They got that rotation where they're always going to go to Vegas. They're always going to go to Los Angeles. They're talking about they're not going back to South Florida because it's not what they wanted, even though they've spent 450 or 500 million, whatever it was, and because they like Atlanta. So and in Glendale, California, which to me is a great spot. And then if you had the media would vote New Orleans every year, but the Superdome right now can't hold a candle to any other stadium, including the new one in Nashville. So you get a lot of attention. A lot of people get pats on the back. Usually you're remembered more for the game itself. Like the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history was the Patriots and the Falcons. And people remember, well, it was played in Houston. So hopefully when Nashville gets there, Titans will be good and they'll be a Super Bowl contender and a chance to, if it hadn't happened since, the second team to play a Super Bowl in its own stadium.
John McClain's on the line with us here on the Chase and McJoe Show. John, you kind of alluded to what I was going to ask you there, talking about Atlanta there with the Super Bowl in 28. It just seems like for me, and you know this more than anybody, when it comes to the financial aspect of the NFL and the Tennessee Titans and turning $1 for this new Nissan Stadium, I think one Super Bowl is good enough because then you'll have enough events after that to follow. I mean, you make a good point in saying you probably don't see the Titans getting a second Super Bowl go around. Joe and I were having the conversation in the first hour about maybe a 5-year rotation. I was leaning more of like a 9-year rotation for the Titans just because of a small market city.
Well, because also they like going to those other cities, and the owners do. And remember, it's the owners. It's not the fans. It's not the NFL. It's the owners. And the owners understand you build a new stadium, you're going to get one. Like Washington will get one, a cold weather site, when its stadium's built. The one I'm curious about is Buffalo. Buffalo does not have room for a Super Bowl. They have to put people in Toronto and New York City. They just don't. They don't have a boom. They're not a boom town like Nashville is. So I don't know what they're going to do about Buffalo, but and they're getting that stadium as well. But I know this: there's no place they go, maybe Vegas, that people are going to have a better time than they will in Nissan Stadium.
And John, to right now, OTAs beginning for 8 teams, one of those being the Tennessee Titans. There's a lot of new stuff in Tennessee, especially here with Robert Saleh and Brian Dable, a lot of installs here. What does that say for the rest of the AFC South? Obviously, Houston is coming off a year where there's been question marks around C.J. Stroud. Jacksonville, you don't know what you're going to get with Brian Thomas Jr. Travis Hunter's now playing majority of defensive snaps. And obviously Indianapolis getting Daniel Jones back from injury and no Michael Pittman on the offense. What does that say about the Tennessee Titans getting an early jump at things?
Well, just that Robert Saleh being a new coach, and then we mentioned Brian Daboll coming in there installing his system. Obviously, he wants to do a good enough job where he gets a second chance to be a head coach, and he's made a smart move, just like Clint Kubiak last year. If you are a assistant coach, an offensive coordinator, and you want to be a head coach, whether it's the first time, second, or third, you need your head coach to be a defensive-oriented head coach, like Robert Saleh, like McDonald. And so that way, when the offense succeeds, you get all the credit. It's like right now, Clint's one of his 2 younger brothers, Clay Kubiak, is the offensive coordinator of the 49ers, but he doesn't call the plays. And even though Kyle Shanahan will tell people how valuable he is to the game plan, to the play calling, that's why you need to be with a defensive coach. And if Daboll does well there, if your quarterback takes a big advancement over the next couple of years and they start to win and become a division contender again, that's going to help Daboll get another head coaching job. And fans should be ecstatic if he does, because that means Saleh has turned around the franchise.
Fantastic. All right, we'll take a break. More John McClain on the other side. We love our visits with John every Monday at 2:00. This is a Chase and Big Joe show brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel, right here on 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome back here to the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5 The Game. Continue our conversation with the great John McClain. John, the schedules came out last week, and of course in Nashville, we're going to pay attention to the Colts, the Texans, and the Jags. But how do you like this Texan schedule? I know they don't have a primetime game to the second part of the season, but I think it favors the Texans very well. 2 early games at home, then the Cowboys in Week 4 at home. It's not a bad schedule for Nick Caserio and these Texans.
Not at all. They play 3 of the first 4 at home. And the thing that's amazing to me, they are done with AFC South games on the road in the middle of October when they play at London against the Jaguars. And by the way, something I just thought of during the break about the Super Bowl, and I don't know anybody that understands this. And the key is, if you're trying to attract people to your city, you want the media to be happy. You want the people online, the social media, everybody spreading the word. And that's why when we had our last Super Bowl, I brought in 4 interns for teams around the league. And I told them, if you guys can pay there, you can work with me for a week. And you'll meet every PR guy to help you get jobs. And they did, and it worked. And one thing I did, I got a limo service. I got golf courses. I've got the horse track suites at the horse track, the Rockets, floor seats at the Rockets, Astros, everything. I got BP at Minute Maid Park for Peter King and Jim Steig, who was the head of the Super Bowl, because I read Peter said they found a batting cage to go to every year at the Super Bowl to blow off steam. So the Astros gave them jerseys with their names on it, got a batting practice pitcher, opened the roof for them. And also the Rockets practice facility, people could play, our tennis center. I had Sports Center hosts limoed every day to the most private golf course in town, because I wanted everybody to say great things about Houston. And I had people tell me how much they miss it. But the fans are not going to help you spread the word. Now, social media, they can. But, boy, you've got to make sure you take care of the incoming media. And you don't want to put, like, the media hotel in Murfreesboro, because you got to know what the traffic's like. You don't want them to be shuttled like, say, the host teams at Vandy and Middle Tennessee State. No, you got to have both of them in close, because nobody complains more than we do. But also, when people are having fun, they will give you great publicity. And Nashville's going to get it anyway, but you want everybody that leaves and go around the world to say, wow, what a great time I had in Nashville, because they're not going to come back for football games. They already know about the Titans and the new stadium. You want them to come back to party.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's funny. That's a friend of mine owns a restaurant, pretty successful. And I said, why are you successful? He said, word of mouth, not anything. Word of mouth makes me sick. So you're exactly what you're talking about. Word of mouth lets people know how great it was in Houston, like you're talking about.
Yeah, I can say this now because the statute of limitations has run out. Houston is noted for some of the best, let me say, dance clubs in the country. And they're in great locations in our Galleria area. So I may have found somebody that knew an owner that I went to talk to, that media, if they used a code word, didn't have to pay like a $50 cover charge, because you want to make sure everybody's taken care of.
Exactly. Schefter's reporting that tomorrow Minneapolis is likely to get the NFL draft in 2028 and everything that goes along with it. It's funny, John, you know, for so many years, that thing was in New York, then they take it out of New York, and they go to Chicago and Dallas and Nashville, and it's become its own thing. I mean, how great is this that the NFL is able to turn this into an event, unlike what it was in the 80s and the 90s?
I thought when they moved out of New York, where I'd gone a lot, it was a big mistake. But the fact is, New York didn't care. You know, you could have Raider fans walking down Fifth Avenue in their black hole gear. Nobody paid any attention to them because they just looked like so many other freaks in downtown New York. And so it was one of the greatest marketing ploys in history of sports. The schedule release, to me, is still the greatest. I can't believe we're all so dumb we can't wait till it comes out knowing who they're going to play. But that one is the greatest of all. But the draft, man, oh man, I would like to know. And although I've asked, and I know, but people claim they don't know, who was the person that said first, well, hey, what do you think about us doing a schedule later and make a whole big deal out of it with the dates? Who brought that up? Who's the one that said, okay, we don't like New York anymore. They don't care we're there. Let's take it on the road. I'd love to know who that was. Hopefully they got big bonuses.
It's possible. John McClain's on the line with us here on the Chase and Big Joe show. John, when it comes to the NFL schedule release and the Tennessee Titans, specifically, 6-10 seems to be the, I guess, floor for this team. You have to at least double your win total. What would you say the ceiling is for them?
Well, I think if they could double that win total and get to 6 victories, they should be turning cartwheels down Broadway. And because this team is still not a playoff contender, you want to see Ward develop in that second season, how the new coaching staff is. The best thing they're going to have going for them is the defense. The offense is still going to have growing pains, but because Robert Saleh is one of the best defensive coaches in NFL history when it comes to game day, and he has done a tremendous job, and I'm so glad Robert got a second chance to be a head coach. And people, Brian Daboll was coach of the year. He won a playoff game with the Giants. Then it started to go down the toilet, and I think it was more the front office and not him. So people should be really happy. If they should get 6, fantastic. Anything else is just gravy.
And on top of that, kind of circling back to the Super Bowl conversation Joe and I were having a bit ago, and it was Brian Daboll. And if he is, gone within 4 years of, when Titans host Super Bowl in 2030, would you say that's a good sign or a bad sign for the Titans in the development of the offense?
Well, if he's gone on his own volition, that's great because that means another team want him as a head coach. But if he's gone because Mike Berganzi or Amy Adams Strunk wants him gone with Robert Saleh, that's not a good thing. I think that the Titans are on track to make a big turnaround, and one of the reasons I base that on is everything I've heard about Berganzi behind the scenes. I don't know him, never met him, but universally over there, and I'm talking about the media too, people respect the job he's doing so far. Now, getting up to 6 victories would be great. Maybe eke out a 7th, and then the next one's going to be even tougher.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead. Oh, one more here, John. For me, it's looking at Pittsburgh and Baltimore, 2 teams that have struggled the last couple seasons. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers coming back for another season with Pittsburgh. Where do you see the development process going from here on out? It just seems like they're just putting a Band-Aid over an injury right now because Aaron Rodgers still one of the best 32 quarterbacks out there because he'll be the starting quarterback for sure. But why do you not see a team like Pittsburgh investing in a guy like Will Howard?
Because he was a 6th-round pick, and you have a new head coach there, and Mike McCarthy's an offensive coach. He knows Rodgers. I think they were together 8 years. I don't care if Rodgers got him fired. That doesn't mean you're going to hold a grudge forever. And plus, McCarthy wants to win. He wanted Green Bay. He wanted Dallas. He won 12 games 3 times with Dallas. He just couldn't do squat in the playoffs. So I think that Pittsburgh, they were 10-7 last year. They took advantage of the Ravens having a down year because of Lamar Jackson. They took advantage of the Bengals having a down year. But if Jackson and Burrow are back, they might finish in 3rd place, only ahead of the Browns. So I think Pittsburgh is going to be one of the many teams that's going to be jockeying for position to get to one of those top quarterbacks next season. I'd be very interested to see. And Brendan Sorsby goes into a supplemental draft in which you can submit a bid. We'll take him in the 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round. You sacrifice that pick. Pittsburgh, if they win 9 or 10 games again, that's going to take them out of the running. Maybe they would be a candidate to go after Sorsby in the supplemental draft.
Yeah, that's a good one. John, one more before you go. With the Titans getting the Super Bowl here, Nashville getting it next year, is there more pressure on a team now to play in that Super Bowl because it's playing on your home field? Will the Titans have more pressure on them to get to the Super Bowl because it's coming here in 4 years?
I think it's too early to say that right now. If the time comes and they are a competitive team and they're a playoff competitive team, that's when the pressure comes on them to get to the Super Bowl in their stadium. Team's only done that once. Now it's the Rams.
That is right. John, as always, man, we appreciate you. We'll talk to you. I know next week's Memorial Day, but we'll figure something out, John. As always, you're the best, my man. Thank you.
Guys, thank you very much. Nick, great talking to you on air for a change.
Yes, sir. Likewise.
There you go. John McClain. He joins us every Monday at 2:00. And it's great. Love his knowledge and all great, man, with the Super Bowl. If you're just now joining us, the Super Bowl is expected to be announced tomorrow, coming to Nashville in February of 2030. That's the 29 season. So that'll be 3 seasons fully inside the new Nissan Stadium to move in next year. It's a 27 season and 28 and 29. Then get in there. Terry McCormick sent me a text, and he said the 2 starting quarterbacks in February of 2030 in that game, he told me who they are, and I can't stop laughing because if this comes true, then I don't know what is going on in this world. It's funny. It's in a funny way. So we'll read the text that Terry sent me. Back with more. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel, 102.5 The Game. Welcome back to the Chasing Big Joe show right here on 102.5 The Game. Hey, Nick.
Hi, Joe.
You knew you had the same first name as the GM of the Houston Texans?
I did not know that. I thought it was Mick with an M.
That's Mick Barris from Channel 5.
Nick Casario.
Nick Casario.
That was Casario.
He might be the greatest man who's ever been on the planet in the last 100 years. I mean, that guy is just amazing.
Yeah. I mean, he does a really good job in Houston. I mean, he's turned them around. He really has.
He really has. Terry McCormick sent me a text and said it would be just the Titans' way of bad luck that the starting quarterback in that draft and the Super Bowl in 2030 would be Will Levis versus Malik Willis, which would be really, I mean, if Malik Willis is still in Miami in 4 years, that's a good thing. But the Will Levis thing is not going to go away, especially when camp starts. Everybody's like, well, they got a 6th round for him. Look, if you got a microwave oven, right? And it runs, it's decent, right? Not the greatest, but it works. And I know you bought another microwave oven. And you're like, hey, I'm going to say this microwave oven. Do you want it for $20? No. Eventually, you're going to put that microwave oven outside. Then I steal it. I got a microwave oven, right? That's what happens. If I know you're getting rid of Will Levis, I'm not giving you anything. I don't have to. It's up to you. It's up to Borgons and those guys with Will Levis. Sit it out there. Look, we haven't seen him throw. He hasn't played in probably – how much did he play at the end of 24?
Not a lot.
Who was quarterback? I can't even think who the quarterback was in the part of 24.
Oh, man. That's
how bad.
I'm trying to think back because
it's how bad the team was. I can't even think who the quarterback was.
Yeah, let me look real quick.
So did Levis start all the games down the stretch? Who was the other quarterback here? I can't believe I can't
Mason
remember.
Rudolph. What are we? We're really past.
No. That's how bad the team is. We all checked out. That's the disconnect.
Because he played in Miami that year, did he not, with Callahan? Because when Levis got hurt, that was a whole shoulder thing.
Yeah, he got hurt in that game.
He dropped his shoulder down, and they're like, "Oh, it's a shoulder injury." And he was like, I remember he made a bunch of memes and stuff. Yeah,
that was Callahan's first win as a coach.
Yeah,
was that Monday night game in Miami. Like I said, we went down in 23 and saw Levis rally the team back. He had some massive errors, but he's went out and played football in the second half. There was no script. Just played and found DeAndre Hopkins and then won the game to beat Miami down there.
That was the same game DeAndre Hopkins scored a touchdown and then was traded the next day to the Chiefs, right?
Is that 23 or 24?
24, because 23 is when they won on Monday night.
They won on Monday night in 24 too.
Yeah. Because
so it might have 24 is when he got traded.
Yeah, because that's when Rudolph was there, led them to the return, and that's when the stock was as high as possible for a guy like DeAndre Hopkins.
I mean, so you see what we've had to deal with this franchise. It's been terrible. That's why somebody asked me, why are you so giddy about this team? I'm like, because for the first time, I feel something good about this team over whatever it's called now.
Vanderbilt Health Park or something.
Something, whatever, over the facility. I feel something good. You know, we talking to Fisher last week about day camp, and he was like, yeah, no more of that nonsense. I mean, to hear him say how it was just embarrassing and a disgrace and the day camps over there, I mean, it was terrible. I just think there's something different now about Robert Saleh as a head coach. And not only that, but talking to guys who played for him and said, man, he rode me hard. He was tough, but I knew he cared about me. I'm telling you, as a player, once you know that a coach is going to coach you hard and has your back, you'll move mountains for that coach.
Absolutely. Because it shows that he's invested in the program, also is invested into you.
Yes.
It makes you feel like you're really a part of family. Like it's more than just blood. You are actually a part of the family. You're sitting down at my dinner table. That's how I felt.
Yeah. And then the whole thing about, he withheld the rookies. He's like, I still go back to Dante Fowler blowing his knee. That's fine. Look, he cares, right? I mean, they'll be out there playing if injury happens. But if injury happens when you're in a team activity, I'm good. But when an injury happens when you're out there on photo day and you're running, you don't need to be out. I got a problem with that. And Robert Saleh is like, I'm not dealing with that. I like that.
That's why it's important to recognize today is the first day of OTAs for 8 teams, and one of them being the Tennessee Titans, because the Tennessee Titans, everything's brand new. You're installing everything. Players, it's basically just looking down on a sheet of paper, looking at the play, walking through it on the field. That's great. You're just getting your feet wet with the new era of Tennessee Titans football. That's what you want. You don't want to be force feeding everything to these younger players, and they don't understand a lick of what they're going into the fall.
Yeah, and they've been to camps. I get all that, but I'm telling you, Jeffrey Simmons hasn't been to this camp. Amani Hooker's not been to this camp, right? I know Vrabel's camp was a little bit. It was tough, you had to make your weight and your time and your check-in and your conditioning. I get all that's good. But then a lot of that was kind of lenient after that. And I'll never forget the first day, Callahan over there and Simmons swinging, knocking dudes out. And he didn't throw them out. And we were on the air that day. And I said, I would have tossed him 500 miles away for fighting. I knew then. We've got it on tape. I knew then it was going to be a disaster with Brian Callahan.
Yeah, and if you look at the back end of that Vrabel situation with the Titans, talking about the practices and how they became a little bit more lenient, it felt very cliquey to me. Like there were certain players with special treatment, sort of, when it came to stuff like that. Then you go to the Callahan era, and it was like everybody, everybody's on the same playing field, but at the same time, I'm letting the players run this. This is their show.
Right, yeah.
It's not their show. You're the head coach. What are you, the chaperone?
Callahan was more of like after, like, all right, we're not going to practice there. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about how we feel and how,
like OTAs on steroids.
Like, come on, man. As we said, you have a limited number of moments with your team. Don't play field day with them. Don't play field day.
Yeah, and to the point too of like people saying, "Whoa, the rookies didn't, participate in rookie mini camp," and people was probably thinking out there, "Well, that's a moment you're not going to get back." Again, they were not on the field for the issue of possibly getting hurt. They were in the weight room getting, I guess, stronger is a better way to put it. They were not losing the moment. Saleh took a different direction and used the moment for a better opportunity for them to get stronger and better that way.
I had no problem. Everybody was yelping. All these media members around here were bitching and moaning. Oh, I'm accent. I don't care. 99% of the people don't care about the media's griping over Titans media policies. We don't care. Hell, I'm in the media and I don't care. I do not care.
Media credential taken away.
Good. Take it. Don't even put my name. I do not care. I don't care about that, right? I just care what happens when the game starts in September. When the Jets roll here in September, are you ready? And again, that's the most important game right now in Titans history. That game.
Yeah.
You can argue me all day you want. I'm not going to listen to you. That Jets game is massively important.
And to the point about getting stronger in the weight room during rookie minicamp, like if you go back and listen to what draft it was, the analyst Mel Kiper being one of them, majority of the time when it comes to the second round picks, third round picks, what has it always been said? They just need to get in the weight room. Got to get about 20 pounds heavier. Get stronger. Well, that's what they're doing. I'm not saying you can gain 20 pounds. I mean, you probably could, but a healthy 20 pounds, it takes a little bit of time. But you're doing it right. I think Saleh took the right, direction with taking them to the weight room, learning that way instead of being on the field, getting hurt with 58 invited free agent rookies that are trying to make a roster spot on the practice squad. Why hurt your number one overall wide receiver in this case?
Sure.
Your number 4 overall, that is. But I'm talking about for the franchise. Why try to get him hurt?
Well, look, if I'm an undrafted defensive back and I got Carnell Tate in front of me, you ain't getting past me. I'm sorry. And then you want to ruin your number one receiver who
rolls an ankle
because this guy out of blank university is trying to be cool, make the team. I'm all for it. But everybody looks for something to gripe about, right? That's what sports radio, not us. I'm not griping about it. I think it's great. Robert Saleh knows the team. He's been in the league a lot longer than I have. I just think the upside right now is really good. And that's why our question of the day was, if Robert Saleh is still here in 2029, the season leading in the Super Bowl, what does that say for the Titans? That's some pretty damn good things about the Titans. If Cam Ward's your quarterback at 29, what does that say? You're doing something pretty damn well going forward. Even if Daboll's here, he hadn't been fired, so you're still going well, right? And he might have turned down a head coaching job. Things are good. Things are progressing like they should. So I just think it's a really cool thing. With that being said, the Super Bowl is supposed to be announced tomorrow, allegedly, at the owners' meeting coming to Nashville in February of 2030. That's the 29 season. All right, we're back with more with America's favorite game, celebrity birthdays, and what day is it? This is the Chase and Big Joe Show, brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel, right here on 102.5 The Game. All right, welcome back to the final segment here of the Chasing Big Joe Show. 102.5 The Game, brought to you by the Omni Nashville Hotel. Chase McCabe off today. Dr. Craig behind the board. Brando, our award-winning producer, is inside to the studio today for Celebrity Birthdays. Are you ready for this?
I am ready to roll. Happy to be pulled out of the bullpen today. Should be fun.
Good. Did you practice for this?
I did
These
not.
are all questions legal has me asked.
Yeah, I did not practice for this. I'm
Okay.
coming in completely unexpectedly.
Do you know what day today is?
May 18th.
Okay, that's again, these are questions legal has me ask you
Yeah,
guys.
that's fair.
Who is the best radio person in town?
Oh, Chase McCabe and Joe Dubin. It's a tie.
That's half correct. It's
Okay.
You can only pick one.
Oh, okay.
Choose wisely. I will stab you in the ear.
You know, I'm feeling really implied to pick Big Joe Dubin.
There we
today.
go. All right. Again, it's legal, not me. I'm just going with
Yeah,
what
they're
they
fair
say.
questions. You have to know them.
All right, thank you. So Brando inside today, taking part in Celebrity Birthdays. Dr. Crane is here as well. So without further ado, what day is it?
All right. First on this, we have HIV Vaccination Awareness Day. I Love Reese's Day is today. Reese's, however you look at it.
Like Reese Witherspoon?
No, like Reese's Pieces.
Oh, okay.
Pieces.
All right.
Pieces. Oh, my goodness.
Sure.
International Museum Day. Mother Whistler Day. So there's that.
Mother Whistler?
Yeah.
I thought there'd be something after Whistler, after mother. That's not Whistler.
Well,
Anyway,
All right.
forget it. Go move on.
there you go. National Cheese Souffle Day. So if you like a cheese souffle, there you go. National Speech Pathologist Day. There you go. National Visit Your Relatives Day. Every day. No Dirty Dishes Day. And send an electronic greeting card. Just that an email, basically.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, why do we got to phrase it like that?
I don't know.
Whatever.
How else would you phrase it?
Last one on the list we have is World AIDS Vaccination Day.
Okay,
So there
good.
you go.
Thank you so much. All right. Every time for celebrity birthdays. Brando, you will go first with our birthdays. All right. Our first birthday, he is Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. How old is Reggie Jackson today?
Oh, Reggie Jackson, 67.
74.
80 years old.
Mm.
Dr. Crane, his son won 2 NCAA basketball titles at Florida. Yannick Noah. How old is French Open? I think he won the French Open championship one year. Yannick Noah.
63.
39.
66. This is a generational game. All right. Brando, how old is former Vanderbilt offensive lineman, Buffalo Bill All-Pro Will Walford, who played at Buffalo, who played at Vandy here?
Ooh, Will Walford, 58.
48.
62.
Mm.
Dr. Crane, how old is former Titans punter, Tennessee Oilers punter, Green Bay Packers punter, Notre Dame kicker, Craig Hendrick?
Craig Hendrick is 56.
53.
55. Dr. Crane's on the board, 1-0. Brando, how old is one of the rudest drivers of all time? And I'm being serious. Dario Franchitti.
Oh, man, Dario. He's got to be like 52.
55.
53. Tied at 1. Can't stand that guy. Here's how I know I'm getting old. How old, Dr. Crane, is Vince Young?
VY is my guy. That Vince Young?
That Vince Young.
I'm going to go with 43.
41.
Vince Young is 43 years old. Boy, that makes me feel old. Brando, how old is Jacksonville Jaguar Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter?
Ooh, Travis Hunter, 23.
24.
23 exactly. Tied at 3. Dr. Crane, how old is the king of country music, Mr. George Strait?
72.
77.
74. Dr. Crane's up 4-3. Brando, how old is the very funny Tina Fey?
53.
55.
56. Nick's up 5-3. All right, speed lightning round. Dr. Crane, how old is singer Martika?
70.
55.
57. Brando is now 5-4. Brando, how old is musician Jack Johnson?
57.
52.
51. Now 6-4. Nick, how old is country singer David Nail?
60.
72.
47. Brando, how old is contemporary Christian singer Francesca Battistelli?
33.
40.
39. Dr. Crane's up 7-4. We got a few more here. We can run this out of here. Dr. Crane, how old is keyboard player Rick Wakeman of Yes? He's very good, very popular. Of the band Yes.
62.
64.
77. Brando.
Sorry, that was the wrong one. I was not supposed to click that.
It wasn't that bad of a guess, Nick.
Oh,
It wasn't. It wasn't. I was clicking on the wrong button. It was right next to it.
Brando, how old is guitar player singer Paige Hamilton of the group Helmet?
61.
60.
66. You guys are close. I would have never guessed that. Dr. Crane, how old is lead singer Daryl Allen of the group Mista?
I'm going to go 58.
53.
46. Brando, how old is guitar player Kevin Hughley of Russia Fools?
49.
44.
44 exactly. 9-4. Last one. Brando, Dr. Crane, you could break 10. You've never broken 10 in your life.
Once or twice.
I don't think you. Maybe once. How old is actor Spencer Breslin? He was in the movie The Cat in the Hat.
Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat?
No, Motley Crue's Cat in the Hat.
Okay.
Of course, Dr. Seuss.
Just had to ask, man. You never know. I'm going to go with 62.
That should have been on one of the questions from Legal when I came in.
Yep.
I'll go 53.
34. That gum child actor in that movie. Nick, you win 9-4.
Thank you.
You finally got one on the board.
Much appreciated.
Brando, I like the effort today, though.
Thanks. We came in. We gave a good effort. That's all we could do, right? Just got to try your best. And we'll be better next time. Watch the film and go from there.
Dr. Crane, also, today's the birthday of John Paul II.
Is it really?
Yep.
JP2.
JP2 out there in Hendersonville.
Yeah. It's where good old Connor Newt did.
Oh, yeah. It's called Pope Prep now, right?
It is Pope Prep.
Do you guys beat them in the Bishop Cup every year?
3 to the 4 years, yes. One of the years they said.
Nope. No excuses.
One of the years it just wasn't great.
Okay. That's not an excuse. I like that then. Okay.
You're welcome.
You got beat.
Yeah.
Regardless. Brando, thanks, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks for
you.
having me.
Catch Brando. Are you going to go to the George Plaster show now?
Yes, sir.
Attaboy. Brandon, we love you, man. Brandon Bigsby, one of the best producers in Nashville, right here with us in studio. Hey, great show today, guys. Thanks, everybody, for all the questions, interaction about Nashville allegedly getting a Super Bowl tomorrow. That'll be announced sometime in the morning at the spring owners meeting coming to town. So it's a big deal and a big thing, and thank you for all the interaction. By the way, Dr. Crane, we did the little semi-poll on the text line. Ernest beat out The Godfather 7-5.
Incorrect.
So sorry about that. So you'll have to just know that when you see The Godfather, know that the Ernest goes to camp. Ernest goes to Field Market. Ernest goes wherever is a better movie than The Godfather with that. Thanks, everybody, for listening today. Really thank you. As our message always at the end of the show, we love you guys out there. I get sometimes you're struggling. The days are heavy. But you're here, right? So think of all that you've been through. You're still here, man. You're doing a great job. We're so appreciative of you. I need you to stay here. I need to celebrate your success and everything that you're doing. You're going through. You're doing a great job, right? There are people out there, when they think about you, they smile. When they think about you, they get happy. You light up a room when you're walking there. Please know that. Please know how much gratitude you have in this world. And please know that we love you. And more importantly, more than anything else in the world, please know how much God loves you. That's it for today. DVD is next right here, 102.5 The Game.